Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This episode of Humblewood is brought to you by Grady's Bar and Tavern, Humblewood mining facilities where you can get your rocks off, and Oswald Thunderfoot's many children. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm done. We're back.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's powerful.
Theme, nope.
Hi, this is the Tree of Time, Humblewood Adventure. Rhett, take it away.
Oswald is crushed by a large rock.
Rock's off now. Hi everyone, I'm Red. I am DM. My pronouns are she, they. I got suckered into this by Dimples, whose channel this is, because I'm his wife and we're alone together during quarantine.
Suckered into or volunteered?
Sounds like you're having a truly good time.
I'm told. Anyway, I'm less prepared than last time, so it's going to be even more exciting. Get ready. Gertie.
Hello, I am Ashley, also known as Odabuff on most socials, playing Gertie Grey Roost, bartender extraordinaire and alleged cleric.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Alleged.
Have I cast a healing spell yet?
Yes.
Once?
I think you got one last week.
You hooked Oswald up because Oswald.
Yeah, you've
was
healed
in a
more
bad
than anyone
way.
else.
The healing cauldron.
Yeah, you made
it's fine.
healing soup. Good enough.
I don't know if that counts as a cleric thing. Like, can't like bards do that or something? I don't know.
A lot of people can heal.
A lot of people can heal.
Just
But
not in
yeah,
this game.
I am playing a community domain cleric, which is unique to Humblewood. And her name is Gertie. I use pronouns she, her, and as does Gertie.
I guess I'll go. Red, you're supposed to be in charge of this. Yeah, she can't even hit the button on her mic. It's cool. I'm Prince, Amir, Dimples, any of those work. This channel is fine. I've invited all these wonderful people to come play with us and do the Humblewood things. My pronouns are he, him.
I did the outreach. I was in Josh's DMs, okay?
Yes.
She was in my DMs.
By inviting you, I invited everybody else. This is a community thing.
Allegedly.
I'm playing Oswald, who I'm pretty sure DM Red is going to try to kill at some point. He is a little gerbine, looks kind of like a little chinchilla. And he's having a very rough time with this whole adventuring situation. This wasn't really what he wanted to do with his life, but or what's left of it, but here we are. Here we are. And he's throwing out necromantic hands by accident. Pronouns he, him for both me and Oswald.
All right, Kingsley.
Hi, I'm Josh, or BlueBardsCastle on Twitch and Twitter and all that good stuff. And I am playing Kingsley Stone Antler, our big beefy boy who don't want to do a hit. My pronouns and Kingsley's pronouns are he, him. And Kingsley is very not excited about the fact that we have a murderito now on my shoulder. The murderito.
Murderito.
You say murderito, I say new friend.
I thought you were going to say, I say murderado.
That would have been better.
Murderado.
Great.
Why don't
Marley.
you come to
He's my
your
favorite movie.
senses?
We have a theme song. Okay.
Road to Murderado.
On that note, I'm Word Fangirl. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do first playthroughs and nostalgia games. And in this game, I am playing Marley. She is a Corvum wizard who is afraid of heights, even though she's a bird. So that'll be fun. Her pronouns and mine are she, her.
Fantastic. All right, this is my stream now.
You're the captain now.
I am the captain now. All right. If you are joining us for the second time, welcome back. If you are joining us for the first time, you can catch the first session on YouTube, edited by myself. But just give you all a quick recap. Last episode, after Oswald inexplicably cast a necrotic spell, while y'all were completing a routine job, you were chased out of the town of Crest Edge, and got lost in the Humblewood. You barely survived. Oswald barely survived a fight with some vines that ambushed Kingsley and Oswald while they were on watch with their heads sticking out of the burrow, in the middle of the night. And Gertie had the great idea of heading east to the Crest Mountains until you hit the Crest Mountains so that you could orient yourself and get unlost. On the way, you found a very strange river. To your knowledge, there are no rivers in this part of the Humblewood. And befriended a baby forest prowler, which is now being burrito style carried in a bedroll by Kingsley. AKA Murderito. See what had happened was, yeah. And where we left off, the party has just emerged from the tree line, and you are standing just north of a very large waterfall, which is plummeting over the edge of the sheer cliffs on the side of the Crest Mountain. And somewhat remarkably, this waterfall is jet black, and you are several hundred yards north of it, Murderito in tow. It is late afternoon. What would you like to do? Gertie,
Okay.
this was your idea.
So you want to go? You want to go? So we begrudgingly agreed that we're gonna figure out what's going on with the river.
Which seems to be coming from this waterfall coming off the mountain.
Uh-huh. How?
I mean, my first thought is follow river, see where it comes from and why it has little skeleton frogs hopping in it. That's my thought. That's as much as I got, though.
Rivers are on the ground. I like rivers. Let's stay with rivers.
I'm pretty sure that waterfalls aren't supposed to be black.
Yeah, and if we're following the river to the source, we have to go
Up,
up.
No.
up.
Up is bad.
Okay, but
Up means you can go down.
this isn't going up like going up in a tree. This is we're still technically on the ground. It's just the ground is getting a little higher.
And to be fair, you can go down from being on the ground. We did it when we burrowed. So, I mean, what makes that safer?
Kingsley, you were above the ground, and who wasn't safe? Not those of us who were in the ground.
All right, a valid point.
But in the ground is the final safety too.
Is that a death reference?
Yes.
Oswald, are you okay?
I don't have that much time left, and having skeletal hands come out of my body makes me feel like maybe my time is even shorter than I thought it was.
But we don't. Maybe we don't rush that because we like you and we don't want to put you in the ground.
And we also don't want to be put in the ground.
Yeah, I don't want to go in the ground unless it's in a burrow because that's good.
Okay.
Well, I think the thought is we're going to have to go above this waterfall.
Are there stairs?
How wide
You're
across is the wall?
You are several hundred yards north of the waterfall, so
Oh,
You're
you're gonna have to trek
let's
over
find out.
to there.
Yeah, well, I guess we should
to
walk over there
investigate.
first.
Great. So as you approach, the waterfall cascades down over the side of the mountain into what seems like a pretty shallow basin before flowing out into the river that you have seen. You're not quite sure how deep it is, but it isn't like very wide. And all around the base, there are these massive boulders, and some of them taller than little trees that are growing around the edge of it, that have fallen down over the side of the cliffs. You cannot quite make out like where the water is coming from. It's so high up that you can't like tell if it's, you know, coming out of a cave or flowing across the top of the mountain farther up or something like that. The cliffs here are quite sheer. Kingsley.
Yes.
You notice what appears to be a partially broken or abandoned old bandit signpost, for lack of a better word, on the other side of this waterfall near the cliff. You know that bandits will sometimes mark paths or places by arranging tree branches, by convincing trees to grow crossing each other in a certain pattern. But this one looks like it's like pretty old because some of the branches are snapped off, but like you're pretty confident this is bandit signage.
Okay. So it looks like, so just clarifying question, I guess. So it looks like this is a place where bandits might have been, or it's a place where bandits were
in the past, yes. There's like essentially like, hey, like this way to a safe hiding place is the sign. Over on the opposite side of the waterfall river, near the cliff.
Okay. So hear me out. There might have been a bandit post here at some point. It looks pretty old. Probably was from a long time ago. But if there is one, there might be something there that they would have used to possibly scale the cliff, or maybe there was a way up, or maybe they had, you know, ways to get up that didn't involve just going directly up a sheer rock wall.
Maybe there's something behind the waterfall?
Do you want to touch the water?
No, not like that. I meant like if there was, you know, like it's a when we cross the river thought. But I mean, if you recognize something that looks familiar to you, I'm into, you know, anything that would give a sense of direction. I love directions.
I figured we could scope it out like carefully. I don't think it looks old. Like, look, and like Kingsley points to like that same signage that you had made me aware of, and he's just like, look, like you can see, and he just goes on for like 5 minutes on like, even if he was interrupted, he's like, and so you see what they do.
Just some like broken branches.
Oh yeah. And he's like, well, you see now the way that they interweave it, if they do 2 over 1 under, it tells you this, but if they wrap it around, you can tell that what they're trying to say. And he just goes on and on and on.
Marley is gonna lean over to Gertie and be like, if we let him keep going, we stay on the ground.
You have a point. That's a valid point. Okay. The only question I have regarding this is, do they ever use this as a way to lure people in, or is it pretty hidden? I can't really tell because, again, it looks like a tree.
Is it a trap?
Well, okay. Do I need to roll for this? Is my question.
No, like this is like a bandit to bandit signage. Like,
okay. Like
other
this is
people would not know about it.
You know how like there's, you know what thieves' cant is? Like a hidden language.
Oh, yes, I do.
Your family's adventurers. Why would you not know that?
He had a moment. He's just like, yeah, you know what?
So it's like that. Like it's a sign that only other bandits would recognize. So it's not something that's just going to lure random passerbys. Passersby? Passersbys. People
animals,
that go by it.
us. Yeah.
I'm
So we
fine.
do
I
the
didn't get a
thing?
lot of sleep.
You're struggling a little bit there, buddy.
I don't sleep underground. It was not comfortable for me.
We're all trying our best, but that sounds pretty compelling. If it sounds abandoned and bandit is, a good combo in my book.
It's
It's worth a look.
Sure.
Yay,
sure.
ground.
It
Well-
keeps us on the ground a little longer. That
We'll
is
go
true.
look.
Let's go.
It'll be okay, Sky. It'll be okay.
Forgot that I'm still
Makes
holding
a-
this
A
murderito.
mournful
I forgot that we
wine.
named it.
Yeah, y'all named your murderito Sky.
It's fine.
With the
Everything's
seed.
fine. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, now we have the issue of how do we get across this river again? Because I know you can jump, but I know you also expended a lot of your magic getting us across last time, Marley. So
Do we have to go back over the river?
yes,
Okay.
or we can just go straight up the rocks now. It's your call, Marley. You want to go river? Or you want to go right up?
You know my answer, Kingsley.
Now,
I do.
I should just clarify to you, Kingsley, that this sign seems to be pointing straight at the rock, like at the side. Of
Oh,
the cliff.
piss. Okay.
Or just make that.
But is it on?
perfectly
It's on the other side of the river, though.
It's on the other side, and it's just like
Pointing into a
here's-
rock.
and it's just like
All right.
pointing.
Well, we
this
have to-
way, like
We'd have to
go
get
that
over there
way.
for me to investigate it more, but we got to get over there first. Is the problem?
And the water's bad.
Do
I
I need
need-
to do the investigation solo or
What investigation would you like? What are you investigating?
I don't
for?
know what we're talking about here. I just heard investigations and we need to
What?
cross the river.
Well, I guess if you just jumped over and tried to see if there was anything going on with the rock that it's pointing directly at, that would be a safe bet because you just can.
I can indeed.
And if anything tried to go near you, I would zap them from here.
Would you accidentally zap me?
Most likely not. That's only happened not enough times to worry about.
That is not comforting.
It is.
That's
Not enough. Not enough is
that's
good.
fair. Hey, it's gonna be you got
If-
this, bud. And
if-
Kingsley gives you a little pat. Are you sitting on the murderito on my shoulder?
I'm
still?
on the shoulder, like going over the shoulder, just like petting the cat.
Kingsley just like extends one finger and just pats you on the head and gives you some bardic inspiration.
Oh,
All right, fine. Everything's going to be fine. And Oswald, I suppose, will make his way over.
All right, so you leap across. You have to go kind of down a little ways from the waterfall to cross, and then come back just so you can, because it's wider near the base. And Kingsley is hollering and pointing and trying to guide you in the right direction. What you find as you arrive near the edge of the cliff, roll me either a perception or investigation roll.
I will go a perception because that's the better roll.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to find something either way. It's just a matter of how much you find. All right. So you find that in the rock, there are essentially little grooves worn or carved into the rock at a regular interval as a sort of makeshift cliff face ladder that just go straight up. As you look up, you can't see. I mean, it's quite high and the cliffside and everything. You feel like you can see the corner of some stone that looks like unnaturally 90-degree angle, quite high up above you, jutting out. That might possibly be humble folk made. But you also notice that there are some ledges along the cliff face as it goes up where there appears to be some kind of large nests. You don't see anything stirring. You don't see anything up there. You just see some large collections of moss, twigs, and small stones.
Do these nests look like the nests that I saw before, where our Murderito was in?
No.
Okay, good. Then I'll relay that back to the group. I'm like, there's some nests along the cliff edge.
Did you find it? What did you? Was that a little? Did you go up the ladder?
Also a ladder, and it looks mostly climbable, probably.
Well, great, a ladder. See, you don't have to climb the rock wall. You got a little ladder to climb up.
Ladders bring you up, Kingsley.
Well, it's not like you're trying to climb just like a tree. Ladders give you security. They were built to make people go up easier. You want to help this little kitty, right? You want to help this horrible, horrible beast that wants to grow up and eat me. And I said no because I was afraid of it.
No, I said we don't let it
because
die.
I thought it could kill me. But I said we'd do it because it's a loud motorcycle.
I said we don't murder it and we don't let it die on its own. We take it with us. I didn't say let's go up and pretend we're happy in the sky.
I'm not pretending I'm happy.
I don't think we can leave it here at the Black Waterfall. I don't think that's a good idea.
How are we getting across the river?
That sounds like a you problem.
I
Thank you.
mean, you're not wrong, but damn, Oswald.
Guess what? Murderito was a you problem, but
No.
we're still here together.
It was an us
so
problem.
how are we getting across the river?
Gertie agrees. It was an us problem, not a me problem. Right, Gertie?
It was an us problem. We are equally suckers for poor baby animals. I'm not unwilling to admit that.
I disagree.
Exactly.
I'm just saying there was a Gertie and an Oswald, and then there was a Murderito. There was not a Marley or a Kingsley.
I do agree with that. That's a good point.
We work together.
Wait, whose side am I on? What am I arguing for?
You're on my side because we need to get across the river.
While this is happening, I think Gertie is actively looking around this edge of the river to see if there is any sort of like way to cross that the bandits may have used before it became an evil death river.
Right. Make me a perception or investigation check.
We're gonna do perception because I got -1 to investigation.
We are not int-based characters except for Kingsley.
Okay, 17.
17. Pretty good. All right. As you walk along the edge, you start where Oswald jumped across. You walk a little bit to the right. You walk back to the left. As you are walking, you're approaching closer to the base of the waterfall. You notice kind of like as you're looking, just happen to be catching between the trunk of a tree and a boulder that there is a dark crevice, a crack in the base of the cliff that you decide to go in and look at a little further. And what you realize is that basically, unless you're standing like right and just like looking at it like kind of at the right angle, It looks like it doesn't go anywhere, but as you approach it up close, you can see that there is a very narrow tunnel that leads into the darkness. And it seems to be sloping upward.
I think Gertie will deeply sigh, like just a really, again, the standard Gertie, marrow of her bones sigh of, I'm going to say a thing that we should do, and I regret it already, where she's like, I think I found another option if y'all would like to consider a not nest and ladder based route.
Oh.
And I would point towards the crevice.
How wide is this crevice?
That was my next question.
So
It's probably like made for like Vulpin, and like probably not a lot of Cervan pronghorns used it.
Yeah, Kingsley, you feel that you're gonna really have to squeeze and keep your head down. If you step kind of like through the opening, it does widen out, and you see more bandit signage on the rock, graffiti to be precise. And so it widens out, but it's short. So you're
okay.
like,
Well, I can just kind of crab walk.
Yeah.
Right. I've got Murderito. Okay. Huh.
Don't worry, Kingsley, I'll defend you.
Murder, baby.
Okay. So what I was gonna say, what we could do is have someone go first, and then Murderito can be between the two of us, and we can hold them so they're not above anyone's head, right? So they have room, and we can just kind of carry it that way.
I'm cool with this. I'm also cool to take the front because I can see.
I can also see.
That's a great idea.
cannot.
I am going to be relatively blind, but I do have a
Bleep.
torch.
See? I've got a light. I'm ready.
I love the goggles.
God.
These are Kingsley's Artificer goggles.
Perfect.
They're pretty great. They're
Perfect.
pretty great.
Perfect.
We love a cheap cosplay.
Classic cosplay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would wear them longer, but I cannot see out of them.
I figured that
They're
was
for
the
dark
case.
vision only.
I get like one eye, and this is just a bad magnifying glass.
Oswald
we?
will
Sorry, go ahead.
Go
Oswald,
over to
you're
this-
on the other side of the
I know.
river.
Oswald's gonna jump back
Yeah,
over.
Yes, Marley.
You already jumped, but
I can jump back. This is not very hard for me. Doesn't seem to be any immediate danger. Probably.
Oswald.
Yes.
We help our friends. And if you look under the river, I'm assuming there's a river bed, yes? Like there's mud or dirt or something underneath this water in the river?
Oh, ah, ha, ha.
If there
I
is,
I hear you. It's going to be wet with whatever that river black water is.
I can pull it up with mold earth and make like a bridge.
Nope.
I-
Nope. I'm not
You
walking on
can
it.
jump, Oswald. If we don't want to risk it, we don't have to risk it. You know what? Let's test
No,
it.
Wait. What?
My
Why are
idea
you trying to build across?
To go across the
to
river
go
instead
across the
of going
river to
through
get
the...
to the thing.
Because again...
No,
I thought we had to
cave
go
is
across
on
the
your
river.
side. The
Y'all told me we had to
ladder
go across the
is
river.
on
No. The
other
ladder
side.
is on Oswald's side. The cave is on our side. We're
Oh,
good.
never mind.
Yeah.
No, we're taking the cave. Goodbye,
That's why
Oswald.
I'm confused because
I
I'm
thought
like,
we had to
do
go
you want to
across.
take the ladder?
Yep. Oswald, hop on back, bud. We're going to go through this cave.
Y'all,
What is
y'all
a
are
cave
y'all
but
are
an
very
extended
confusing.
burrow?
I'm just as confused.
Oswald
What's
lights a
confusing?
torch and says, "I'll take the rear. If something bad happens, I'm probably gonna set it on fire."
I think that's a great instinct.
It's mostly rocks. What could possibly go wrong?
You
Not
asked
be
that
near the
question,
fire.
and then I shoot out necromantic hands. So stop saying what could possibly go wrong. Everything could go wrong.
But it could go
Don't
right.
stop shooting out dead hands, Oswald.
I'm not trying to. It shouldn't do that.
But you keep testing it, buddy, and every time you test it, it happens.
Something's wrong with the Humblewood. It's not me. It's the wood.
Again, I also think it's not the hands so much as it's how the hands are utilized. And as Gertie is saying that, she's going towards the
I gotta go.
opening, and listening to see if she can hear anything. Like she's just trying to make sure there isn't like any sort of sign of anything, or if like I think it's an extra check just to see like, is the ground recently trodden upon? Like, is this a route that would be less abandoned than the one across the way?
Right. So
My hands have worked out for me very well over the years. Thank you very much.
And we know you have a lot of grandkids.
And great grandkids.
And great grandkids. So, I mean, that doesn't have a lot to do with, you know
yeah,
what?
I
We
don't
won't
think
get
you
into it.
I don't think you can take credit.
all right, Gertie, as you approach the cave, the
Tunnel.
tunnel, and you examine it. It is kind of hard to tell because it is like completely carved out of rock, so that doesn't really leave a lot of like tracks and traces and things like that. You do notice that some of there's like a little bit of dampness inside this tunnel, and is like some like moss and lichen and stuff growing over the rocks and around the entrance where it narrows. Some of that has been like scraped away recently. So you like see it on the ground as though like something has like gone through and like rubbed against the walls where it narrows. But you can't really like make out any tracks, and it's like very rocky around here. So,
Okay.
you know.
I think Gertie would turn around and be like, okay, full disclosure, it looks like this may have been used. I can't tell when, I can't tell how recently. You can tell that it's been a little disturbed. If we think it's worth it, even though we'd have a torch, I can make us real quiet as we try to do this.
No.
But then we wouldn't be able to hear each other.
No, I think we shouldn't be quiet. I think we should just do is, Gertie, you should go in first because
Okay.
you can see. Then Marley with one end of Sky's, security bedroll, and then me on the other end, and then
Security
Oswald, then Oswald in the back with the
I feel
torch.
so bad.
And I can just Celeste, and Celeste flaps up and just like lands on the bedroll, and I just really quickly like tinker with something and she starts glowing a little bit, and so I'm using a thing of magical tinkering and adding light to Celeste for its 5 feet of light, so it's not a lot, but it's enough to at least keep things light around us. Now you can see a bit, at least you can see where your feet are, and that's the important part. And there's no way to fall off a cliff this way, Marley. You just are walking through a tunnel.
There's no way.
No cliffs are my favorite.
I can hear. Wait.
That's coming from my end. It's motorcycle.
That's coming from
apparently,
your
yes.
end.
It's coming outside of your windows
No, I think
too.
it's coming. I think it's coming from a lot of windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Chat, in case
windows
y'all
are
don't know, Kingsley and Gertie and Oswald and I all live in close proximity to each other, and some assholes just racing
nice
around on
That's probably the
motorcycles.
same one that passed by like 5 minutes ago that I was like, what was
Yes.
that?
Exactly. All right. Okay. So Gertie, you're going first. Oswald, you're bringing up the rear, and then Kingsley,
Gertie,
and
Marley, Kingsley, Oswald.
Gertie, Marley, Kingsley, Oswald. Great.
With Murderino
Okay.
in the middle of all of us.
Important
All right.
question. Are we trying to be stealthy about this?
I don't think there's enough space for us to be stealthy or loud right now.
Great, cool, just checking.
Great.
Yeah, onwards we
Oswald is
go.
being stealthy
You're being
your
stealthy
fire?
with a torch.
with a torch.
And in the back of the group,
Stealthy as
I mean,
Oswald can.
so he can
Technically,
stealthily
Oswald's
run away if
pretty
something
hidden
happens.
behind Kingsley.
Uh-huh,
Like
uh-huh.
when
Well,
something
from
sneaks up
one
behind us, no.
direction.
Yeah.
Kingsley just looks like a deity with torchlight coming from behind him.
I'll be as stealthy as I can with the 13.
No. Roll again. You have disadvantage. You have a torch. You're
I got you
going
there.
into the dark with a torch. 5.
5.
All right. You are hidden from the front. You have no stealth from the back.
Good.
But, you know.
Oswald feels stealthy.
You feel, you're welcome to feel however
He's like
you want to
walking
feel.
close to the ground, torch barely up.
Do.
Yeah, Pink Panther music plays in the background. Look, I made a reference. All right.
Oh, there's no way for me to do something at the entrance and then squeeze to the front, is there?
You want to do something at the entrance and squeeze to the
'Cause
front?
I was wondering if there's a way for me to use to try and use shaped plants to convince the moss to maybe just like grow a bit more so that it's an even more hidden crevice, so then maybe there's a little bit more protection from the back.
It would be really hard to get the moss to grow that much to cover the entire entrance.
It's
That's
already
valid.
very hidden, I think.
It is pretty hit. Like if you hadn't like caught it at the right angle, like, you know.
Cool.
I feel like at this
Then-
point, if they know
Strangers
it's
are
here
not
already, they're gonna
you.
find
If
it.
they know it's there already, they're gonna find it regardless of your ability to grow like hidden and moss over it.
This is valid.
Oh, someone put moss over our tunnel.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Cool. So we're good. We are proceeding into the tunnel of doom. I mean the tunnel. Just kidding. Okay. So as you proceed through the tunnel, Kingsley, you are basically having to walk at like a very low crouch, which is like quite uncomfortable. And you
Not
keep
pleasant.
hitting your one antler against some low hanging spots on the rocky ceiling a couple of times. The tunnel is sloping up, and it seems to kind of like do a switchback. It's like going back and forth and back and forth. So you feel like you're not exactly sure where you're going to come out, but it's like relatively close to where you entered the rock if this keeps up. And as you proceed, it is getting damper. It is like the air is like cool and damp, like the rocks are just like slightly sweating with moisture, and the like moss is growing thicker over the rocks, which does like have a nice side effect of kind of like dampening some of the sound of your footsteps and things like that.
Is this like a natural kind of thing, or is it like, you know, of like, oh, we're getting closer to being outside again and there's water up here, or does this seem very out of place?
I mean,
Or
how much
can
time have you spent in caves? Yeah, go
probably
ahead.
a lot. But being a bandit,
I mean, in the regular Humblewood.
I'll investigate the rocks. I'm just going to investigate the rock.
Check.
I'll nature the rock. That's
to
fine.
See if you understand the natural
Probably.
caviness. Yes.
That's a nat 20.
Yes. Nat 20. All right, Kingsley. It's not
Oswald's
canon.
just in the
You
background,
have spent
gross.
some time
This
in the
stag
southern,
knows rocks.
in the southern
Nasty.
Crest Mountains. So your question was, are you gonna?
Well, it was just like, is this a natural like occurrence, or like is this a result of tampering? Like, why is this just like, oh,
okay,
rocks get
got it.
wet sometimes? I hated that. Or is it like
Oh, it is the moisture natural.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have been in, let's say, 3 mountain hideouts in the southern Crest Mountains during your bandity time, and one of them had it was sort of like a underground cistern, with an old spring, and in that particular hideout, the air was basically always moist because there wasn't very good ventilation. And so like what you feel is that, like, yes, this is natural, and probably you're going to come and find like a large body of water at some point that you're going to exit upon.
But we're
into.
probably not going to exit out into the open. We're probably going to exit into something in the rock.
Enclosed, yes, because otherwise the moisture wouldn't be like
Right.
trapped in here.
Right.
This. Yes.
So, Kingsley quietly relays this and just like, I don't think this is going to exit to the outside.
Kingsley,
I think this is
Kingsley.
yes.
The water that was in that waterfall was black and gross, right?
Yeah.
So is the water in here that we're breathing in through the moisture all black and gross, like going into our insides and lungs and stuff?
That's a good question. Is it?
Friends, thanks for not making me go up.
No, you're still
of
going
course,
up.
we're
You just can't see
Nope.
it.
Okay, well,
They're not going up. There's the ground.
yeah,
Yes,
we're still on the ground, Marley.
but the
We're
ground
on the
We
goes
are
up.
fully technically still on the ground, and that's
Okay.
the end of that conversation.
We're on the ground.
We're on the ground.
Okay, Oswald's silly. Okay.
Gertie's
And-
just like,
And
But-
more importantly, if this were that same water that was coming out of the river, we've all kind of touched it at this point. So I feel like we would know. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is just
Oswald, we're not
Moist.
frogs. We're not skeletal frogs, so we're doing great,
But
group
my
skeleton check.
fur,
Everybody got fur, got
Your
flesh.
fur's
We still
good.
good?
right? Don't
it's
put the fire near your fur,
damn.
okay? Okay.
Oh, bud, we're gonna warm you. We'll dry you out soon. We'll get a nice fire, maybe some tea. It'll
gonna
be
take a
lovely.
duck
Making
bath that's gonna
promises.
stick to me. The dust is not supposed to stick and be wet and gross.
Well,
I don't-
maybe it won't, because you're holding a very, comparatively to you, big fire.
And maybe when we
So
get
it should be
outside, we
drying
won't
you.
see over the top of a mountain. Maybe.
hey, I mean, sometimes when the
Wait,
parties
I
would
don't
party
know.
too hard at the bar, it would get sticky on the floor, but that was just a sign of the good time and all the beer being spilt. It could be okay. Sticky doesn't always mean terrible. It could just mean slightly inconvenient. As she says that, she's actively like,
The quote of the day: "Sticky doesn't
Sticky
always
doesn't
mean terrible."
Well,
Well,
I'm trying to stay serious.
Gertie, you're not wrong, but the context is lacking here.
That's
I'm
fine. The
trying
point
my
is
best.
we're okay.
Yes,
The point is, we're
Thank
okay.
Thank you, Gertie.
We're okay, and we
I'm not
also have
okay,
no other
but I am
direction to go.
alive.
Gertie, while she goes on that spiel, is actively going to try and do, I guess, an Arcana check on the like wetness to see if it's the evil wetness or not.
I hate this. I'm in
inside
hell.
check in Rivers, Arcana checks on the wetness. All right.
Absolutely.
Gertie's only checks are going to be on things that are wet.
Absolutely. Gertie's only going to do one useless check per
The
session.
old-
You're
the
gonna become
old
the
wet
cleric
check.
of
The
wetness. All right.
Wow.
I'm at -1. Gertie's just doing it because of an instinct of like, I need to make
Right.
I
You're
got a
like-
7.
like my friends are worried and I love
That's
my
wet.
friends.
Right. I mean, you feel like nobody's like turning skeletal yet. It's probably fine. Like, like there's moss growing. Like y'all have been breathing in the air. Like no bad side effects in your knowledge, and like
No one's died, so I think we're all right.
there's no skeletons in this pathway yet.
I just need y'all to know that in less than an hour, I have already gone past the amount of times that I've cried from laughing in the first episode. So we're past 4.
Good,
So we're doing
good.
great. We're doing great.
Yeah. Why do I wear makeup for this? I don't
I'm
know.
still trying to get over Arcana check on the wetness. It's gonna take me a while. I'm not mature enough for this shit.
What's
Next, we're going to have like
maturity?
an investigation on the moist, a perception,
Oh my goodness.
All right.
not the persuasion check. I'm not ready for that.
Get ready.
All right.
Persuasion check on the creamy.
Oh!
No!
And check the time, 7:50 p.m. We fully lost the group. Red is no longer in any control.
Jeez.
All right. Well, okay. Oswald, as you are moving forward, as you take a forward step, you hear a click.
It's probably nothing.
Is when I hear the click, is it like, did Oswald feel or hit something? Did the ground go down under him? Like,
you feel like a little spot on the ground, like bump up.
Nobody checked for traps.
Oh my god. In a bandit tunnel.
Kingsley?
Yeah, bud.
I think I hit a thing. Should I move?
No.
No, you already moved.
Move. Okay, move faster then. Let's go.
Oh, then Kingsley, like, Oswald's going to just jump onto Kingsley.
God.
Just
Do
straight
we
up.
also get like a command for the amount of times Oswald has jumped onto
I'm just
Kingsley?
going to jump onto Kingsley.
Kingsley's gonna like stumble forward then.
Kingsley, make an athletics check.
Yeah, a whole one
you're
pound
carrying
and
a murderito
6
while, like,
ounces.
leaned over without like your whole center
How
of
big is
balance in
Kingsley?
this tunnel. No, no, it's not about strength. It's about like not dropping murderito and you and tumbling backwards.
Well, I got an
into the tunnel on
11,
this
so
slant.
it could be worse.
Okay, well, you needed a 12.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
it's worse.
So, all right. So Oswald, like as you jump onto him, Kingsley's leaning forward to hold on to the murderito. He's bent down and like you just boom knock into him, and he like loses his balance and tips over. And Murderito starts like screaming plaintiful little meows. You know,
I have
as
half of Murderito.
Kingsley's like, cast sleep on the cat.
yeah, and Kingsley, you're all kinds of tangled up. Oswald's like scrambling into your antlers.
I'm gonna cast sleep on Sky immediately.
You have sleep?
I do.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
20?
Sky has 25 hit points.
Oh my god.
All right. So Sky does not fall asleep.
It's still wrapped up. I tied him up in the...
I know, I was trying to get it to stop being loud.
Well, I think it's too late for that because Oswald's
Sky's
definitely
just
being loud. Oswald, when
howling.
he jumped onto you, he's just like, ah!
All right, everyone just move. Let's just keep going. Yes, Oswald, you're fine there, but wait. I'm going to hurt myself asking this. What happened to the torch when you jumped
Oswald's
up
been holding it away from you on purpose. He's not trying to burn
Okay.
you again.
Okay.
I've
been hurt before.
Oh, so we're Scooby-Doo running?
Yep, we're Scooby-Doo running.
Luckily, even though Oswald is practically holding this torch against the moss alongside of the walls, it is very moist in here.
Yes.
So it's not
Otherwise,
gonna catch
Oswald
on
would have dropped
fire.
it. If it was dry, Oswald would have just dropped it and let it be.
Fair.
All right. Okay. So y'all are scrambling back up, Kingsley.
So stealthy, so quiet. No one heard a thing.
Right. All right. Okay. And we're moving on. Is that?
Yeah,
is that
King's just like, so, okay, you know what? I'd like to see if I remember what types of traps or alert systems that the bandits would have had in these tunnels. So I want to know what that was that that Oswald stepped on.
Okay. So if you would like to stay and examine the trap, you could use the investigation check to try to like figure out like how it works based on with advantage based on your knowledge of bandit traps.
Could I alternatively argue for a history with disadvantage to see if I just remember the types that there were? Because I don't want us to stop moving.
Okay.
So I'll
disadvantage is fine.
Yeah.
Why'd you argue with disadvantage? You should just argue with history.
Because the GM brain as well was like, this is how this would work. It's a 10, so probably not.
You let her make that choice.
I know, but GM brain took over and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I would just do that with disadvantage. And then I went, no, wait, don't tell her.
I said it out loud.
No.
Listen, I gave you the option. Fellow player recommended, and okay, that's.
I didn't want to stop. Was the thing.
All right,
stopping was a bad idea.
Moist.
You're rushing forward,
I'm
and
leaving.
the only thing that comes to your head is like it must have been one of those pressure plate things that triggered something once all the weight went off of it, because y'all were all moving across it, and then Oswald triggered it, and he's behind all of y'all. And you're basically like certain that it has triggered something. The problem is you don't know what it could have triggered. Is it something behind you? Is it something in front of you? Did it trigger nothing?
Does it still?
Trigger an
Is there
alarm
anyone there?
spell?
Has it been triggered before? Does it have anyone there to
Right.
I think we're
Right.
We'll just keep
so
moving.
You're like, well,
Kingsley keeps all of this to himself. He's like, that's not going to help anyone.
great. All right. So onward you go. Cool. So you're hurrying along. Murderito is screaming, little cat screams.
Fine.
Oh, okay. We can't quite animal handle that situation, can we? I can't quite get there.
We should just get to the out of this.
Okay, we'll
tight
just
crevice.
yeet on.
You'll yeet on. All right. So you continue upwards up the path. And as you go on for about another 5 minutes, you start to hear like water. It's faint, it's distorted because you're in this tunnel, but you can hear the sound of probably the waterfall, but like through rock and like echoing and so on. And Gertie, you have dark vision, right? 30 feet, 60 feet.
I want to say 60. Let me check.
Probably 60.
It's I can see in dim light within 60 feet as if it were bright light, and darkness as if it were dim light.
Okay, cool. So you come around a corner, and then you see that probably like 15, 20 feet in front of you, the tunnel like opens up into a larger dark space that you actually like can't like, it extends, it's bigger than your dark vision, and you can't really like make out what's in it.
Can I check to see in the like stone in front of us, the sort of like path, if there's any sort of like clear direction that people have walked this path have gone in from treading it so much, like it's sort of worn down the stone, or does it seem just like it's kind of like just huge big room?
So as it opens up, it's just an emptiness. It's not like you can't, the floor and the walls and the ceiling or whatever like stop about 20 feet in front of you.
Oh, like I can't even see within my normal range of dark vision, or
like it's just empty and dark. Yeah.
I relay it to the group after making that exact sound.
So you just can't see past it?
No. Like I can see. There just isn't anything to see.
Oh, well, that could be worse.
I don't like.
Yeah, it could be a dragon.
Could be a dragon. Could be a lot of things to see. I would actually rather see
Tiny
less
dragon.
things.
Well,
That'd
if
be like a
it's-
pet.
No,
Are we
not
getting another
tiny.
pet?
so big that we can't see outside of the darkness. It could just be a giant dragon hiding in the darkness that will eat all of us.
New friend.
Nope.
I like one new friend so far is good. Let's stick with Sky and maybe.
How about we get out of here? I think
Friends
Yeah.
are good.
getting
Yeah,
out
let's
of
get
here
out
is
of
bad.
let's get out of this little tunnel and get
Okay,
into the.
Are we team yeet into the darkness or team hand against a wall?
I don't want to touch this moist, gross
Okay,
wall more than I
okay.
have to.
Team going along this wall without touching if you don't want.
Oswald
No, I
ties a rope, starts tying a rope around people, and like we'll just be a all together. And if we're all on a rope, we can't get lost from each other.
If something happens and we're all tied together, this will be a bad time.
I would like.
It'll-
So alternative. Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Gertie?
Oswald's already doing it. He does not want to be separated.
Kingsley's
say while he's
untying the
tying.
rope.
Damn it.
I was gonna suggest that Gertie can see in the dark.
Uh-huh.
I can see in the dark.
Uh-huh.
Marley, you can have little Celeste with you to help you see in the dark. And then Oswald, you can just hop up, bud. Like I can see, I'll just hold you. Like you can hop up in my shirt like before and just like poke out now, and
Okay,
I'll show you where.
with his torch.
Well, you don't need the torch still lit if you're in here. Also, it's got to be a tiny torch, right?
It's not a
how
very
is this-
large torch. It's not a very large
Oh,
torch.
see, I like the
It's
idea
gotta
of
be like a
tiny
matchstick.
chinchilla, big torch.
It's basically a
big
stick with
Dominican
fire
lunch.
on it.
It's a stick with fire on it. That is a torch.
Go to tip.
Yes.
That's a torch.
If we go down this
Look at
route,
that twig.
Description.
if we go down this route, I can hold Murderito.
Great. You hold Murderito. I hold Oswald. Marley, you have Celeste,
Sky, I love you.
and you just stay close to us.
All right.
Okay.
So
Oh God.
you
So
had
so I
transferred
think it's
Murderito
yes.
to
I think
Gertie.
it's Gertie and then Marley and then Kingsley with Oswald.
All right. And you're all tied together. That's your
No.
plan.
No,
They untied.
no.
Oswald
Okay.
just wrapped up his rope. Sadly.
I like the initiative, but oh boy, I see that going horribly.
All right. So, carefully, cautiously, you make your way forward, not touching the wall, but staying close to the wall. And as the tunnel opens up, Gertie, what you realize is that you're actually just standing on the edge of a
Glory.
rocky ledge that suspends itself over open space in this gigantic cavern with it down below. Now you can see just barely make out in the darkness. There are these like giant rocky stalactites, stalagmites coming through the darkness, and what you feel like you can see just barely opposite of you is some kind of I've been visited by Margarito's cousin. Some kind of mechanism in the side of a stalagmite. And on the edge where you are standing, you can also see some kind of like gears and a rocky slab that like partially protrudes like just down about 6 inches below the edge of the ledge where you are. And you can't see it in the darkness, but you can hear the river is running through this cavern, and the waterfall must be like further along because you can also hear that, but not clearly.
Okay, I think I would turn to Kingsley and just be like, do you know of anything regarding bandits throwing together anything like that? Is that standard operations for bandits? Is there a mine in here? I'm nervous.
I want to say no.
Kingsley, you haven't seen something like this, but where your mind immediately jumps is like, maybe that had something to do with that pressure plate.
Hey, Marley, come look.
No.
And she's gonna look and go, okay, Oswald, we're leaving now. And she's gonna like try to push past Kingsley and take Oswald with her.
Kingsley is not budging.
She's just gonna keep like going.
Just like
No just like a cat trying to get through somewhere they can't. Like nope, we're going bye-bye. Nope.
In all
Okay.
fairness,
So wait, I zoned out a little.
Okay.
Just like a little in the description of what's in this room.
Okay, and you can also see like
It's been a
you
long
have
week,
full
gang.
dark vision range.
Yeah.
All right. So opposite you, in the side of this stalagmite that you can just like make out on the edge of your dark vision, there is like some kind of contraption that's got these like gears. It's spaced out, and you can see protruding out of the side of the stalagmite is like a rocky looking slab that's like clearly humble folk made. And on the edge where you're standing, like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Gertie can see it, but there is where you are about 6 inches down. There is a similar long rocky slab protruding just like a couple inches out from the side of the ledge where you are.
I see. We've retracted something.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at that switch on the wall. Let me look around the wall, see if we can see if there's any way to get this not like this.
You try to go closer, Marley's gonna swap with you and just stand there.
Kingsley is just walking forward with you just being slid back on your feet.
If you think Oswald was loud, she is slowly like going and getting louder each closer you get in there.
Marley.
That's down. We said no down. We were on the ground. You can go that way. I want to go that way.
well,
I tried to warn you, Marley. I tried to warn you.
if
Didn't
we're gonna-
lie. I was honest with you.
If we're gonna get technical, we've gone up. Consider there's an incline in the tunnel. If anything, by going down, we're getting closer to the true ground.
The only way to go down is to go boom, dead.
You can float. Like, can't you just
What?
you can float if you fall?
What?
I know we haven't really gotten into this, but you know, if you just kind of you catch the air, and you
Kingsley.
That
didn't go so well last time.
Have you? Okay, well, last time you were surprised by it.
But it still didn't work.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Just don't go over the edge and you'll be fine.
That's what I'm trying to do, but you're putting me that way. I don't want to go.
Yo, I don't leave though. You don't run back down that way.
Okay, I won't
You can
go
stay behind me.
fully back, but I need to
Deal.
go a little bit more that way.
Deal. I don't want to. I'm not pushing you because you're close to the edge. We're all trying not to lose our heads here.
You're a monster. You're just gonna go that way.
All right. So Kingsley, what are you looking for?
Any sort of like contraption, something in the wall, something that would feasibly be like looks like something to get this going again.
All right. So as you peer over the edge, you being an artificer and familiar with tinkering are fairly sure that you recognize some kind of drawbridge contraption when you see one. But as far as you can tell, any and all controls and similar things are only exposed on the opposite side. Anything on this side is like totally encased in rock that you can't easily access.
I'm gonna hate to answer this question, but how far is the opposite side?
Ooh.
It's about it is right on the edge of Gertie's dark vision. It's about 50 feet.
So it's at least 60 feet. How far is your jump?
It's 30.
What if-
However, if there's stalagmites or stalactites that he could grab.
But they're going to be wet stalagmites or
Yeah, I
stalactites.
know. That's why I regret asking this question.
Could you jump farther if I was also throwing you? So it was the combined propulsion of my throw and your jumping.
And if we gave you a rope to go with, you could get, or you would get the contraption. It wouldn't matter.
Gertie,
But okay.
why do you want to throw me so badly?
Because it just, I feel like it'd be so much fun. And I watched the way you throw around your great grandkids. I just feel like you also deserve some of that good old fun as well.
Yeah, if you're throwing everyone, who's throwing you, Oswald?
Right?
My wife threw me into this terrible situation with all of you.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
this is not
count.
a metaphorical meaning. This is a practical application meaning.
I consider you a friend.
Welcome to
too,
Gertie's
Oswald.
practical applications to yeeting.
Do we have another option for getting over there? There's no.
We try to climb all the way down and then somehow try to climb all the way up and probably touch the bad water.
Fine.
This is such a terrible idea.
This
Okay.
is such a terrible
No,
idea.
no. This is fine. You should have some of that rope with you just in case, and that way you're not free falling.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna definitely tie it to one of your antlers.
yeah, that's not the best idea, but I think because we're putting you in a horrible predicament, I would be rude to say no. Okay, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. You're not gonna fall.
All right. So how long is this rope? You have enough rope?
It's 50 feet.
All right.
It's not gonna make it all the way across.
It's gonna be, if you look like you're gonna make it, let go.
Yeah, that's essentially how this works.
The rope
Okay.
so the rope is insurance if he doesn't
If
make
he
it
doesn't
across.
make it,
Well,
yeah.
Well, okay, but then if he lets go of the rope for the last little bit, he's gonna have to stick the landing.
Well, that seems
Yeah.
like an Oswald problem.
Okay.
And if not, you're gonna be chasing waterfalls.
How,
Oh,
I'm not gonna take the reference. It's too easy. How's Oswald getting back if he goes wee? Pew.
The lever for the bridge is on the other side. So if he gets to
Okay.
the other side, he can bring the bridge down so we can all
Okay.
walk. See?
It'll be fine.
no, it probably won't.
While this
It
is
will.
happening,
I feel like the gods are against me.
Uh,
That was not my idea.
while this is happening, can Gertie be looking to see if there's literally any other option with regarding trying to like find a different lever or a different mechanism on this end?
There are no other options on this end.
Okay.
Okay.
The lever
okay.
must be pulled.
Gronk.
Okay. Is it
like how you want to do that? Like if eating Oswald to pull it is your goal, that's fine.
which way does it have to go? Like, is it one that needs to go like this, one that goes like this?
Wait, if you were on the other side, it would
Yeah.
pull towards you. Where you are, it would push away from you.
You want to try and get like where we are, it would push
Lasso.
away. No, it would push away from where we are. That's not ideal.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would we consider this a short distance?
Like in what context?
Like, say Marley decides like to just jump and glide. And she
Let's
makes it
eat
across.
Marley.
And with that
Oswald
logic,
knows
we could
nothing. You
yeet.
still be a
We could
feud.
yeet Gertie as
So-
well. You both have wings.
Do I have blood?
You're
You
an
both have
owl.
blood. But here's so
The new scared characters are like, okay, we're gonna try. It's like, oh, I could do that.
so
You mean fly? The thing I've done my whole life?
both have glide. That is a thing that you can just do.
Oh
and
yeah. Wait.
You're an
Wow.
owl.
basically that lets you slow your fall and glide short distances. You can use your reaction to spread your arms, stiffen your wing feathers, and slow your descent. You continue to fall gently at a speed of 60 feet per round, taking no fall damage when you land. If you would fall at least 10 feet in this way, you may fly up to your movement speed in one direction you choose. You cannot choose to move upwards, landing in the space you finish your movement. You cannot glide while carrying heavy weapons or wielding a shield, though you may drop any held items as part of your reaction to spread your arms.
So you
Cannot
mean to
glide
tell
while
me
wearing heavy armor.
This is just the chaos in me, but eat him anyway.
the characters with the wings want me to get thrown over?
Give a reason, okay?
I'm holding Murderito and have a shield and scale mail.
Also, it's funny.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to
is
like
in a
take
burrito.
that.
I can hold a
It's in a
Murderito and your
burrito. You can just
shield.
sit him down.
All right, so you have all this stuff, yes? How scared is Oswald actually?
Oswald is fucking terrified. Oswald thinks he's going to die. The options are make it and get the ridge or die.
Or
Marley's
just
gonna
die.
impulse jump and try to glide.
Okay. So you not having much practice with gliding, don't quite realize that you're going to go down faster than you're going to go across. It's like 50 to 60 feet away. You have 30 feet of movement speed. That means you're going to just like glide down to the ground 30 feet out from the edge of the cliff.
Oh, the chaos has been brought.
And you don't have dark vision. So
You yeeted faster than I could give you inspiration.
So just floating slowly into the darkness
No,
as we
I
get
have-
loose.
I have the birdie. I have
Oh, yeah.
the birdie.
You do have Celeste. Yeah.
I
Well, I
do
mean,
have
actually,
Celeste.
I mean, a
Unless
bardic
she
inspiration works within 60 feet anyways. So if Marley jumped, I would immediately give it to her.
But I would
Okay.
have light from Celeste.
Now-
You would
because I
have light
her.
from Celeste, sure.
Okay.
Unless
If
you
she
go
came with
farther
me.
than 120 feet from me, in which case she coming back.
Clearly, I cannot because I'm going down. Which God help you all going up anytime after this. Oh.
You did this.
Oswald
Yes.
was scared.
Yes.
He
I
did
was
it.
scared of everything.
Scared is Oswald's defining character trait.
Yeah, but Marley doesn't see that.
That's a
Okay.
fact.
So Marley,
Fuck.
Oh god.
What she would have
you
done.
find yourself on a very slippery, slightly slimy with dampness, rocky cavern floor, and the faint light from Celeste. You basically can't see anything because Celeste only casts light for 5 feet. So you don't exactly know where you are. Kingsley and Gertie, you can see that Marley is about like halfway. Now Marley is 60 feet down. So you can't see like
We can barely see
you can
Marley.
barely see. You can see Marley because of the light, but you can't see what's on the floor
Mhm.
around her.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because angles. We know math. All right, so
I don't, but I trust you.
We can't see
Same.
the ground.
Can I do a thing?
what would you like to do?
I have a cantrip called light, and I'm gonna hold my cape and cast it, which will give me light and probably gonna make things a hell of a lot worse for me in a 20-foot radius.
All right.
Bright light for 20 feet and dim light an additional 20 feet.
And as you
Right.
jumped, I think everyone went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, Oswald's
Gertie
just like,
All right. So this light is coming off your cape. Like you just mentioned something about your cape.
no capes.
I can make an object light.
No capes.
Got it. All right.
So I'm lighting using my cape because it's the only thing I have. And
Kingsley, Gertie, Oswald, you see a flash of bright light emanate from Marley's faintly lit figure, and a very bright swatch of light suddenly appears, and all around Marley now you can see there's like this rocky cavern floor with shallow pools of water, like not too deep looking as far as you can tell, and the edge of the river. You can make out on the edge of the light coming from her to her right, or your right. And in front of her, the base of the stalagmite, you can see actually a set of stairs that are spiraling around the stalagmite. That must lead the way up, probably, to where this drawbridge contraption lever is. And there's, like fungal growth, mushrooms, things like that. But
they were gonna throw me.
So Marley is going
Not without
to
consent.
be visibly like very like furiously shaking and go towards the stairs and kind of do like a whisper yell up and be like, next time we're eating Oswald. And just
Okay, two things, bud. One, great job, great
I'm so
float.
proud of you.
Considering that was your first time really doing it of your own accord, you nailed it.
went
you nailed
down,
it.
went
But you
down,
didn't. Are you
Kingsley.
hurt? Are you hurt? Other than
Inside?
emotionally?
Yes. And
Other
I
than
heard Oswald
emotionally?
at the top. Yes.
Congrats on not
Okay.
being dead.
Didn't
So-
die. Great start.
Yeah.
Secondly, bud, no one told you to do that. So
He was scared. When your friends are scared, you help them instead of looking across the river and saying, that's your problem. And she like
What-
glares at Oswald.
Oswald, she's glaring at you. I know you can't really.
That's very cute, see me, but I'm doing it.
So your voices are echoing around this cavern as you shout back and forth to
Stealth
each
at
other.
this point.
And Marley, as you climb up the stairs, you're holding close as possible to the side of the stalagmite. You climb up, and you reach the top, which basically appears to just be like this broken off piece that is level. You can see on the edge now, there is basically this large set of gears of some kind and this big old lever that is made out of a very finely engraved copper. And you pull on it, it sticks actually. It's a little hard, but after you give it a couple good yanks, there is this grinding noise, and this broad stone platform begins to extend from the edge of the stalagmite, and on the opposite side on the ledge, a similar platform also extends until they meet in the middle, and the party is now able to cross to the other side.
See? Nailed
Assuming
it,
y'all are
team.
coming over.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, okay. Fine. Maybe it was a little impulsive.
It was a lot of impulsive, bud.
But
It was fucking great.
But
A
you did
little?
it, and that's what's important.
Oswald, you don't get to give me that look right now, friend.
Yeah, to be
that
fair,
was
Oswald, she did it for you. Just saying.
I appreciate not getting thrown, especially when two of my party members have wings and can, maybe not die when they fall from great heights.
Not
Gertie, you
necessarily.
feel like you hear something, like a little splashing sound. But it's hard to make out because there's, a lot of echoing noises.
Immediately trying to look and see what that splashing sound is. Like any jovial happiness that I had about the gliding is gone and replaced with protect friends is okay or protect.
You
Oswald jumps out of Kingsley's shirt.
don't hear this, Oswald.
No. Oswald jumps out of
Oh.
Kingsley's shirt and walks over to Marley and pats her and says, "Thank you. I appreciate you."
She's like super shaky, but she just gives like a nod.
That was very brave. Braver than
Well, that's
lot
not
of things.
happening again. Nope, we're staying down.
okay. You say so.
Are you good, Celeste? you did just get forcefully. Are you? And Celeste's just like, fine. That's fine.
Celeste can fly. She was okay. Gertie, you did not see or hear anything else. There's, the flickering shadows, your dark vision, and everything. But beyond that, you don't really see any movement. And we're not even sure that maybe you really even heard anything. And it's really hard to tell.
Gotcha. I think Gertie is someone who's used to trusting her instincts, even if she is anxious about it. She'll do it in the end, and is used to having to pick up on small sounds in chaotic locations, given the whole bar thing. And I think she would just kind of go, all right, so let's keep moving, because I'm hearing things, and not really like alarming things, but I'm hearing like little splishy splash things, and let's just get the fuck out of here. How's it sound?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Kingsley.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So the party makes its way back down the stairs. Marley is like sticking close on the inside. And as you reach the bottom, do you even have a torch? Yes, you have a torch and like everything. Anyway, you proceed along what is clearly, or what was once, a more worn down place that is a path towards the edge of the river. And the river is actually narrower in here, but much faster moving. You can really hear the waterfall in the direction that you've come from, though you can't even make out any light, so it must go through the mountain a ways more. It's only about 15 feet across here, and on the other side you can see basically an old stone dock, jetty, for lack of a better word. It's very small. It doesn't jut out all of the way, but it's only about 8 feet from the edge of the bank to that. And we'll take a break here.
Seems
valid.
It's about 90 minutes in.
Time flies when you're eating friends.
Yeah, time flies when we're eating friends. Before we do that, our thank you to our moderators who are in chat tonight, and thank you to everyone who is here with us, having fun, watching, and chatting with us in the chat. We will give shout outs to all of the fine folks who are here tonight with us on the stream. And please take an opportunity during this break to go and follow them on all of their socials and on their channels. So we will be back in about 5 minutes.
God.
And we're back.
Gods.
Ooh. This house stands consensual eating.
Correct.
Eat or be yeeted, you know?
You are the yeeter or the yeeted.
What is it?
The Lord yeets and the Lord yoinketh away.
Yes.
Or the Lord yoinks and the Lord yeeteth away? Depends on which one's worse.
The Lord
York yeeteth and the York yoinketh away.
The York yeet and the yoink yorteth the yort. We've all had like a drink now.
I've had a sip. I've had a singular sip.
Truly. This has like no alcohol in it.
Are you regretting your choices yet, Red? I'm just wondering. I'm asking for a friend.
What choices?
All of this.
All of us.
No.
You know, I feel like my questionnaire was well constructed to optimize for maximum chaotic compatibility, because for a bunch of people who've never played together before, this is going
Full chaos.
Swimmingly.
If you wanted something that is not chaos, then you picked the wrong group.
Listen,
All chaos and comfort.
Anyway,
all right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
take it away.
We are so happy to have you here. Thank you to the people who have been following. I am sorry we haven't been able to just shout you out consistently throughout our stream here, but it's a little hard to keep track of 500,000 things. So thank you to all of our new friends who have followed. And if you haven't, hit the follow button because I'm Dimples Stream Manager. And he has numbers and metrics to hit for this month. Also, I did shout out Word Fangirl and BlueBardsCastle's channel. Please give them a follow. Odabuff does not have a stream herself, but is often a guest of honor on BlueBardsCastle's channel. Yet. We'll start
Some
our own
point,
stream.
we'll see.
Yeah. So please give these fine folk a follow. It is a great way to support them. And let's jump back into it. So, where we were is that the group has made their way deep into the mountainside and is currently standing on the edge of this questionable moist river.
Moist, dank, gaping chasm.
No, it's not gaping. It's full of water. And
I am uncomfortable with the energy you've created in this studio.
Listen, calm
Circles
down, Oswald. And across from you, you can see this stone pier dock jetty that extends about halfway into the river. It is around 8 feet from the edge of the riverbank to the end of this dock. Oh, we're joined by another.
Oh, look at that. A big old butthole for the
butthole. Exactly what we wanted.
You're
That's
welcome.
the energy we're all about here.
See, now you've upset the star.
He's like, nah.
This is a protest to release the cat's butthole cut. That's what that was.
Oh,
Exactly.
context for anyone who did not get that. Cats the
Hundo. Hundo.
Cats the movie.
featuring Judi Dench and Ian McKellen.
And Sir Ian McKellen and Dame Judi Dench's cats.
To this day, I want
Release
to
it,
know
cowards.
what they had on them
Do
to get
it.
them in that movie. That being said, the jetty though.
8 feet. So it's 8 feet across, so Oswald can just jump it.
Oh yeah, easily.
No yeeting necessary.
That's generally preferred. I prefer to not be it.
I'm just saying, like, once in a safe scenario, like when we get back home, like maybe if we get one of those like fantasy bouncy castles or something, or a bunch of pillows, if we could just try it out, just to see.
You realize that I'm old, right?
Well, people can have fun.
I know you're spry. You can try and pull this shit with other people. You can't pull this on me.
Well, hold on. We should be fine, right? Like 8 feet. Most people can long jump that.
Yes, absolutely.
Does anyone have a strength of less than 8?
I have a jump calculator bookmarked, actually.
Oh, cool.
Because it should just be what? Cover a number. It's like your strength score as long as you move 10 feet.
I have a strength of 8.
Yes.
Yeah, then you can clear 8 feet.
I'm -1. Roll strong.
But
We
also
have a
has
murder
wings.
You have a murderito.
Throw Murderito. They're wrapped up. They will be fine.
Okay, so here's a few things. I'm cool for doing this and it's actually safe. However, if this baby gets hurt in the death water,
You can just hold it and jump.
Okay.
Kingsley?
I'm holding it, says Gertie with the giant.
Okay, Gertie can hold it and jump. That's fine. Let it be on you if they fall.
Yeah.
Right, where's your jump calculator? What's the rules?
I
if
liked
you're
it.
in like
Oh, we got a posture check.
As long as you're not
Thank you.
as long as you're not like encumbered, then these rules apply. Because
Oh,
you
I'm
guys took a
encumbered.
percent move.
but Gertie is encumbered.
Like over encumbered?
I don't
Are we using an
know.
encumbrance system? So how do we even know?
Well, Gertie is carrying a creature that is bigger than Oswald. So
Yeah, but how
we're not.
Oswald's a pound. Like bigger
point.
than me is
All
not
you're
very
doing
big.
is
There are
convincing
rocks
me to
bigger
eat.
than me.
Eat.
Give Kingsley Sky. Kingsley jump.
Kingsley jump.
There we go.
Yeah, I've got a 12-foot horizontal, like, running
Mine
long
is
jump.
exactly 8 feet
Yep.
with a
You're-
running start.
So what I would say is if somebody else is on the other side and can help you stick the landing, then like you're totally fine. I would just not go first.
I'll jump first, and I will arms outstretched for Marley.
Yeah, got it. All right. And then Gertie, like, what is your strength?
16.
Oh,
Okay, so even
You're the
though
strongest here.
even though
Right.
you are
Ah, I'm
carrying
murder
Murderito, that's only half of your jump distance, so you're able to make it. If it was
Awesome.
longer, I would make you do a roll to make sure that you don't drop the Murderito, but it's like half, Yeah.
Great.
Great. All right. So you all clear the river that you are perhaps irrationally suspicious of.
Don't put words into our head like that, Red.
I'll try and persuade the
Don't
river.
use words like irrational. We've got a
Listen.
lot of skill checks to do on this river still.
Just saying, y'all are making a lot of assumptions about this river.
There was oh, you mean this one specifically, huh? Can I actually, can
And a
Gertie look
black
at...
waterfall.
Wait, can Gertie actually look at the river to make sure it looks like the river we had seen earlier, or if it looks like it's normal?
I mean, the raw water looks dark, but you are in the dark.
Wrong with
wait.
dark water, Red.
Is no one holding a torch anymore?
That was
Or
a
is
terrible
Celeste-
movie, by the way.
It was, yeah.
No,
No one's holding a torch still, I think. Unless Oswald still has.
How long do torches last? They only last like.
Oh,
I
Marley's
have
still
10
lit up.
torches. I can light another torch.
Got
Is
it, all right.
Marley, aren't you still
Oh, yeah.
lit up?
The spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it as an action. So yeah, I'm lit up for 20 feet,
Yeah.
bright light,
Okay.
20 for
Yeah.
Tim. I'm like a beacon.
A fantastic cape.
Fantastic.
is like great.
Can I vibe check this river?
Once episode
You
is
can
required.
vibe check the river and
Some body of water's got to
But
get vibe checked every episode.
genuinely, Gertie is trying to see if this looks like it's the same water as back where we
Right.
saw it in the forest. What is that?
I believe last time you made a perception check.
Yeah, that
You
makes
couldn't
sense.
See anything?
17.
17. Great. Another great perception
Great
check.
roll for it's a
Listen,
river.
Gertie knows her liquids. She's a bartender.
All right.
There's so many ways that could go.
Oh, that's
so
that's
many
water.
ways.
I'm a bartender.
Gertie
I
is
know
an
these
expert
things.
on moist things. All right.
Gertie knows wet.
Woo!
Oh,
I'm gonna just leave that one where it is. It's out in the world now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna write this down in my quotes. I have a notebook here that I've been writing your quotes down. So when we finally get to
When
hang
he
out,
plays a King Koo.
no. When we finally get to hang out in person, I'm gonna just bring these up and just random context.
I
Like
love everything.
we'll
about
be
that.
drinking, and I'll just be like, "Can I vibe check the river?"
I'm gonna just prepare us all now for the eventual spit takes that will happen from me several
Yeah.
times. I'm so sorry.
It'll be a very
Oh
good
my
time.
God. Okay. So Gertie, as you lean down to examine the river, there is no mud here, no tiny skeletal frogs, but you feel quite confident that this must be the same river. I mean, like, what are the coincidences of two rivers and this one not feeding into the waterfall that you can hear from here?
Mhm.
However, one of the things that you notice along the riverbank is that everything in here is like pretty rocky. I mean, there's like some mushrooms and things like that. But there are some places along the riverbank where the edge of the bank, the rock seems like something has scraped over it recently. And so the discoloration, the stone is like, a little bit darker in most places, but then there's like these like brighter spots where like something has like scraped, and you can't really like see any like pattern to it or rhyme or reason. But it does look like something has been like disturbing the edge of the riverbank recently.
What's up, Gert?
Well, this river doesn't seem as like scary, but I'm wondering if that's just reflective of the fact that, in the forest it had things to be, and like in this cave there's not really as many frogs hopping around, whereas here it's more fungi based. But I do see that there was some stuff bumping against this place recently. I can't quite tell if it was like a person or a boat, but I'm just wondering where the actual creepy part of the river starts.
In the part that we're on, right, the little dock, does it just like, where does it go from here? Does it follow the river or does it go somewhere else?
Sorry, the part where you are,
like where we're standing, right? So we hopped over to this like jetty
dock. Yeah.
Is there like pathway following the river in this cavern, or
no? It goes off into the dark. So the jetty is like obviously perpendicular to the river, and the path just like continues on perpendicular, like it's going away from the river into the dark. It is not following it.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get any answers from this here. I think we should keep following the pathway and see if we can get to something more substantial.
Okay.
I would like to be not inside the earth anymore.
That's big valid. Can Gertie take a mushroom? No, mushrooms are already undead. Can Gertie take some moss and yeet it into the river and see what happens?
Okay. So
I'm just laughing because last week it was me with a leaf. This week it's Gertie with some moss.
It did nothing last time. She's still gonna try.
Justin,
yeah,
I understand.
Science, man.
As long as y'all don't toss me in there, I'm good.
As you reach, so you step off the edge of the jetty, and you find a large patch of moss and lichen. And as you reach for it, does a 13 hit?
I don't like that.
Pretty sure 13 does not hit.
A 13 doesn't hit, I think.
Oh, hit me? Oh God, no. My armor class is 17.
Okay.
But what was hitting her?
Yeah.
All right. So, the patch of lichen, as you reach for it, moves of its own volition. And swings out at you, lashes out. And as that does, you also notice that, because you have a very high perception, that some of the larger mushrooms on the cave floor appear to be just moving slightly towards you. And you realize that like all around the edge of this pier, there is more growth on this side of lichen and moss, and the the toadstools and fungi over here are much larger than on the other side.
I think Gertie's just gonna be like, remember when I said I didn't think there were critters here? I think I was wrong. I think I need to expand my definition of critters.
Should we leave? I feel like we should leave.
I want to leave.
Are you fighting with sentient moss?
Not if I can help it.
Let's go. Let's go.
I think I've had enough of the green and leafies trying to destroy me.
Oh yeah, vines, right? Yeah, no, we should go.
Let's go.
Okay. So where are you gonna go?
Keep following the pathway.
How do we get out of here? I want to be
We follow
out
the
of
pathway
this
that's
place.
perpendicular
It's
to
too
the river.
damp.
All right. So Gertie, you can actually see
The
that
cave
there
is too
are,
damn damp.
quite a number of these large toadstools, some of which you have seen moving, and they're along the edge of the path. And some of them seem smaller, but they're like this deep, sickly purple color that's sort of like honeycombed. They're like tall and narrow. And they seem to have these the central columns seem to have like these long sort of like spreading like finger appendages that come off along their base, and you can see that some of them are spread across the path.
Gertie relays this information. And immediately would try and rack her brain to see if...
By the way, I assume you stepped back from the moss.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, no, that's valid.
That was my assumption, because you didn't
No.
engage it, that you and it swung at you, that you stepped back.
Yeah. No. Did
Big
not.
old nopes.
Big old nopes. But thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely took a step back. I relayed that information. I can't think of a reason as to why Gertie would know what that is or how best to deal with it.
I can't either, so.
Oh, actually, okay. Could I rack my brain to see if I've maybe heard any of the people in because remember last time with the Prowler, people had come in and been like, more stories about I'm wondering if maybe I've heard anything about giant creepy mushroom monster men creatures, and they're not gendered. What am I doing? Fungi.
Fung people.
Okay, I would say, yeah, that would make sense that you could roll for that.
I'm trying to figure out, would that probably be
Say history, yeah. It's sort of like a recall.
History makes the most sense,
information.
I think.
Yeah. I don't got that for the record, but I'm gonna try anyway.
We believe in you.
I got a 14.
All right. So that is not enough to positively identify
Valid.
those. However, you've heard plenty of stories of creepy, crawly things and fungal things that grow deep in caves. And you have heard plenty of adventures, of stories of unsuspecting adventurers that met untimely demise, essentially by ignoring fixtures, let's say, or what they thought were fixtures of caves and underground areas. They thought, oh, that's just a harmless plant, a harmless part of the wall or whatever. And then something swoops down and eats them or whatever. So even though you don't know exactly what this is, all of your spidey senses are on full alert. And you're like, I am not going to become one of those stories of some, adventurer that some mediocre adventurer that was like, oh, that's nothing. You're like, I'm sure it's something.
Then I think you're just gonna be like, what's up, Danger? It's just gonna kind of be like, So if our only way to go is that way, we're going to have to deal with that thing, and I think it probably wants to hurt us. Do we know if it's enjoying the light? Is it having any sort of reaction to that?
Red, would
Great
I
question.
know about it from my time with the hedges?
Marley, you could roll nature or something like that.
Okay.
Or if you have another idea of something, because you are pretty
Nature
familiar
makes the
with
most
plant
sense,
life.
I think. That's a 20, not Nat though.
Okay. Marley, you have not seen one of these before. However, you know of something called a violet fungus. Okay. You know that they tend to grow in areas where there is a lot of rot and natural decomposition. So for example, there is a hedge myth, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, a superstition, that these kind of mushrooms often grow underneath the nests of forest prowlers because droppings of their prey fall down and they feast on the rotting flesh, right? And so, that like you should stay away from violet fungi. If you see purple mushrooms that in the forest, that's like a sign of forest prowlers and so on. You don't necessarily know actually anything about like whether or not the fungus is dangerous themselves particularly, because most of the knowledge that you have is about like just
Can I just butt in on this a little bit?
UFO.
You said this is a sign of forest prowlers. Why is it a sign of forest prowlers?
Did you not hear what I said?
Is it what they eat? I missed something.
They feast on the droppings of forest prowlers. So if you
I
see them,
missed
there's
that part.
probably
No,
forest prowlers.
I missed that part.
Because what they're
Under the
associated with
nests.
is they feed off of like rotten, decomposing things, and that
Got it.
that
Okay.
there is
I missed that
Okay.
part.
Do they?
hedge
Okay.
lore
Well,
that they
Are they
tend to
moving?
grow under.
Are they moving at all, or are they just because like they attacked? Something attacked Gertie.
Well, it tried to. It was the moss, but also like, this isn't a forest.
Well, because if I'm thinking like if it's like they smell the like droppings or whatever, and that's how they find out where they are. Like, is it a smell thing?
Well, you don't know, Kingsley.
Y'all, guess what?
What?
I think I found our kitty's family.
That worries me so much.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I don't like that at
It
all.
is,
No,
but-
the small
but-
kitty
okay,
already
no,
tried to destroy me.
First of all, you wanted to keep the small kitty after it tried to destroy you, so I don't care. Second of all, our goal was to get it to its family. And these mushrooms tend to be under their nests because of all the rot, and they like the rot.
So we can just leave it here, is what you're saying?
I wouldn't leave it here.
Okay,
You should bring
now,
it up.
hold on.
Oh, what?
Quick timeout. Who rolled about forest prowlers the last time?
A few of us.
Well, we
Okay, but
did,
who
Kingsley,
knew
because
the
we were the
most?
bottom.
I did. I think if I remember correctly.
I think
'cause
you
I was
knew-
up in the tree when I rolled about it.
You knew the most, but I think Gertie, Kingsley, Oswald. I don't know if you did, Marley, but three of us definitely did.
Oswald, you're pretty sure that forest prowlers do not live in the mountains.
That's, yeah.
They're forest prowlers.
It's in the name. But we also saw that there was a
relay that
nest
to
up there.
Marley. I was like, is this like some weird migration thing, perhaps? Because forest is part of the prowler. This is not a forest.
We're
But
not.
didn't you
all
say you
limited
saw
by
you saw
our
a nest?
name.
A nest? A
No,
nest?
no. Just when I
I
was
saw
living
nests
with
outside.
my hedge family, that's something that they told us to like be aware of. So if you saw these, you were like, oh no, forest prowlers. So if we see them, they like dead stuff. So it's either there's forest prowlers or something else is dead here.
Oh, like a black necrotic river that skeletal things were climbing out of?
That's where my mind was going.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Maybe.
Okay. So here's the question that I have, just kind of as far as what's in front of us. Can we cross these mushrooms without them trying to murder us? Because I don't know these things.
Okay.
I don't know.
I do. Okay, so we are afraid of them because forest prowlers, and they usually the dead things of forest prowlers. We're not, as far as I'm aware, dead.
Only on the inside.
That's just you because of your background.
Okay.
The
Okay,
former
that's
bandit
fine.
life kind of catches up with you.
Even if you're dead.
What? No, I'm not. Wait, hold on. I am alive.
That's not what
But
I
you said you were dead partially.
Wait, what?
No, I'm not partially undead. It was a
No.
turn of
We
phrase.
support you no
Marley.
matter what, except
No,
for
Marley, I'm
Oswald.
not dead. No, I'm not dead. And
Okay.
you're only angry at Oswald because you chose to fly.
I didn't
You can't
do
be
very
mad
well.
at you can't be mad at
did
someone for their
No,
fear.
to be fair, I'm not necessarily upset about that. More at the this is your problem, but it's okay.
Gertie,
I
you
still
feel
forgive
like
him.
you see more movement on the edge of your vision.
I think we're wasting time arguing about this here, and we are getting
Can we
approached by
please
something.
get out of the cave?
Can we just go? Can we
please?
just jump these shrooms? Like, should we be worried about them?
Let's see what happens.
All right, you go do it, Marley.
She goes. She tries to jump.
Okay, how far can you jump? 8 feet?
Yeah.
All right.
Good
So
with
The
the
running
rules.
start.
so just so you know, these seem just to go all along the path. They're not like in one cluster.
So can I like hop?
out?
Can I like hop
So,
around them?
I mean, you
They're like
can't.
on the path.
They're along the sides of the path. Okay, so your goal is to like what, like hop from
Marley's-
stalagmite to
I'm-
stalagmite.
Don't even. You told me to. I'm like doing hopscotch through, like to not
Hopscotch.
touch them.
Okay, so as you start to hop, the like long protruding feeler things, for lack of a better word, that are spread out, branching across the paths, and this like mesh of fungal growth swing out and lash at you. Okay, 3 will not hit. Does a 14 hit? All right. So one of these catches one of your talons, and you take 7 necrotic damage.
Okay. Do I like land flat somewhere? Or-
So you are currently, I'm gonna say, perched on top of a small rock along the left side of the path, about 15 feet out from the edge of the pier, and you can see forward into the dark, like a ways more. There are more of these mushrooms, but also on the edge of the light that's like cast from your blazing cloak, you can see the bottom of a set of stairs in the side of the stone.
How you doing?
You can see me. I'm lit up like a star.
I mean, emotionally.
Um, can I cast something and try to move, or should I just cast something?
I believe in you. And bardic inspiration. Bah.
What do you want to do? You can see in front of you there are like 4 or 5 more mushrooms along the side of the path.
Oswald casts major armor and just jumps down with Marley.
I was thinking casting mage armor as well, because I have a very low armor class, and if there's more of them,
Great.
I'm gonna cast that.
Oswald, you can jump 30 feet, so you're able to jump over them.
Oswald's like, I'll protect ? You.
Gertie, what do we do with Sky?
I can hold them and fight.
Is there a way? Oh, if we get some rope, we can harness like a little backpack, and I can just have them on my back.
Brilliant. I think I have rope.
We all
I
have
feel
rope.
like we're a commercial for rope.
We-
Every time we're like,
The
do you
rope
have rope?
The rope that Oswald was using was Kingsley's rope, and then he just put it back on Kingsley. Because the rope
is
Oswald's rope is wrapped around the murderito right now.
Correct.
Hi, we're Billy Mays for rope.
No, I think what we need, honestly, in this campaign at this point, being that everything is damp and moist, is a ShamWow. We need a ShamWow.
We do need a ShamWow, but we don't need the ShamWow guy.
We don't need the ShamWow guy.
We don't need the guy, but the
Just a
ShamWow would be
ShamWow.
great.
All right, so Gertie and Kingsley, you are
We're fashioning a backpack.
to Kingsley.
Yeah, and so it's like kind of on my traveling pack, but like still like tucked in, like wedged in and tied.
While this is happening, Gertie is actively keeping an eye on whatever is trying to close in on us while this is happening. Like we're trying to do it quickly for sure.
We're about to be feeling ShamWow.
You can it is those mushrooms. It is the same mushrooms that are along the path. And Marley, like Oswald, are you going to keep moving? Marley, are you staying where you're at? Like, what's going on?
If I can, if they're gonna like let me get out, I'm gonna try to keep running.
Yeah, Oswald is going to try to make sure that we can clear a path.
Clear path. Oswald,
Like,
you can.
is there anything in our way?
You can jump to the bottom of the stairs from where you are because you're able to jump further.
Well, Oswald will jump down the stairs, but if there's things that'll keep Marley from being able to come down the stairs, then Oswald will start, chill touching them or something.
Oh, you're gonna
Chill.
Chill touching. Okay. So Marley,
Yeah, that's the only damage that's the only damage cantrip I have. So yeah.
You cast Mage Armor on yourself, and Marley, as you cast it, when you normally cast Mage Armor, there's just like this faint, pale blue glow as like the energy just forms around you, just for a moment, and then it disappears. And you're not sure exactly what happens, but there's just like this deep, barely perceptible flash of red as the energy gathers around you, and it's gone. So you
Does the
have
same
Mage
thing
Armor
happen
now.
to me?
Oh, do you use Mage Armor?
Casted it to you.
Nope, works as normal.
Seems legit.
Did Oswald see this when Marley cast Mage Armor?
I don't know.
They
Were you
basically
paying
did it at the
attention?
same time. Yeah. he
Yeah,
was
we were
trying
standing
to
next to
get
each
to
other.
Marley.
Okay, but you were there, and
Yeah.
then you both did it,
Yeah.
and you were looking at her.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see it, but it's like boom, and then like gone. So Marley can only jump 8 feet at a time. It's about 20 feet, so she's gonna have to make
3 jumps.
3 jumps, 2 landing spots on the way down, and try to dodge her way through a couple of these mushrooms. Gertie, by the way, the ones that you see moving on the edge of your vision are moving very slowly.
Okay.
They don't seem to be like coming too fast. So you don't feel like, I have 5 seconds and then all hell will break loose, but
Cool,
rather
cool,
that if
cool,
you
cool,
take
cool.
too long,
Cool.
then they will just like reach you over time.
We should join them. We feel like we should just join them now. Should we just go?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to stay here, and they're already there, so I don't know
No.
what we gain from still being here.
Oh no, we should definitely go. I'm just, trying to decide whether or not I'm gonna yeet radiant stuff at them.
Okay, well, what? Maybe we don't hit them unless we. Well, you know what? It's your life. If you want to shoot them, shoot them.
No. I should resist the urge.
If you shoot them, they're focusing on you. So either way, this is fine for me.
It's actually not a terrible idea to get you down there.
I'll be fine.
Nah, I'm just gonna try to yeet myself.
I've got these gams, and then Kingsley jumps.
Oswald is shooting chill touches at these mushrooms, so that.
Okay, you're shooting chill touches.
Yeah.
So you're fighting the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I'm just necrotic hands all over. Marley, you can make it. You can do this. I believe.
You also.
Okay.
Oh no, you probably don't. But Marley still has inspiration.
How far does necrotic hands reach?
I can do chill touch up to 120 foot range.
Okay, great. So you see 4 or 5 of them in front of you. Roll me 5 of those.
Has your solution been to use more necromancy?
Well, I don't know what else to do.
A crossbow? I don't know.
Nat
Can you
20.
imagine Oswald with a crossbow?
Okay.
He's got one. He's got a little crossbow. Little toothpick shooter.
Wow.
Oh my
that
God.
is a lot.
I'm rolling
are-
like a
all right,
G.
Nice.
4 out of the 5.
That's still
Wow.
pretty good. And one's a nat.
I mean,
Also,
to,
you're shooting
to
a mushroom,
mushrooms, I'd imagine the 14 will
you
probably
hit
hit.
all of them. You hit all of them.
Did he roll damage for all these too?
Oh,
How much
what are we
damage
doing?
does it do?
What is our crit
1d8
rules here?
necrotic damage. Double
Yeah.
rolls, 2 rolls for damage, I think.
Double rolls? Okay.
Roll them.
All right, so one of these is gonna be 2 rolls.
Yep.
All right, so that's 1.
All right. So
Oh God. Oh, there go all the rolls. You can hit him, but can you
Wow.
hurt him? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, this is how
Okay.
things go.
um
That's terrible.
so as you do this, you feel that like you feel bad for a moment, like you're throwing out these skeletal hands left and right, boom, boom, boom. Marley, go! I got you. But they don't seem to have too much of an effect on these fungus, because they're resistant to necrotic damage.
Yeah, I was, you know, like Oswald would not be like so dumb that he wouldn't realize this after the fact. Maybe, just maybe.
Like you just
there.
send them all out, they're going, and then it just doesn't have quite the effect that you're imagining. Like the mushrooms seem like relatively unfazed. The one that you just like managed to like nail right at the base, like you kind of like shake it loose from its spot on the rock. And it kind of like topples over a little bit, and it doesn't look as good as the other ones, but like it's still doing okay. And you were expecting, honestly, just to have a little more of an impact.
What are we nailing at the base?
Yeah, the fungus are resistant to necrotic damage, so Oswald didn't have quite the impact he was hoping for. Marley, did you start going when he was yelling at you to go, go, go? All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it now this
You're jumping down.
I'm not jumping down. It's straight across, isn't it?
She said upstairs, right?
No, we're getting to the base of the stairs.
Ah.
That's where you can jump to. So if Oswald is shooting, can I pick him up and jump with him?
Incredible.
Like a weapon that I'm carrying?
Okay.
Or does he
roll
need to
me
stay?
Roll me an athletics check, because you're not very good at strength.
I can pick him up on my way. Like, I'm coming.
It's
9.
probably you're gonna
Okay,
have to
so
pick him up.
You go to pick him up,
I
and
just didn't want
you
him
drop
to be
him.
alone.
You
Oh,
drop him.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so the nearest you were trying. The nearest fungus it makes an attack on you and Oswald. Does a 16 hit you, Marley?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you take
Whatever
3
it
necrotic damage.
No, okay.
Does a 10 hit you, Oswald? I assume it does not. All right, good, because that would have been 8 necrotic damage. So, all right,
hurt.
so you're now both on the ground in range of a fungus. It's got its little feelers lashing out at you. Kingsley and Gertie, what are you doing?
I'm jumping. I started jumping towards them.
Hey,
Yeah.
All right,
DM.
Yes.
Oh wait, never mind. Keep going. Never mind.
All right.
Oh, I was just gonna also yeet, but also cast Sacred Flame on them as I yeet.
All right, cast your Sacred Flame, Kingsley.
I'm
you
yeeting and I will pick up the
jumping
Oswald.
damage, half the jumping,
No, I don't.
jumping distance. You're
Servants
carrying-
count as a size larger, which means my carrying capacity is doubled, which means it shouldn't be a problem.
Great. How far can you jump?
12 feet, so I can
12
get
feet. All right. So one thing is going to swipe at you because they were about 15 feet away.
Valid.
15, 16. All right. So let me just roll that real quick.
my little antler.
17 hit.
Oh, wait. No, it does not. I
Nice.
put on my magic armor today. Well, my armor that I made magic.
Your magical armor. That's great.
bumps me to
All right.
18.
And Gertie, roll me your damage.
It is a save, actually. They have to save on a dex of 13.
Good luck.
They have
Mushrooms.
to save on a dex of 13.
Yeah.
All right. Their dex is 1. None of them save. Great. So, tell me what happens.
Okay, so I think Gertie sees these shroomies harm her pals and gets very not okay with that situation, and almost instinctively as she is jumping, will cast a Sacred Flame on all of them, which looks kind of terrifying. Like, because I'm going to lead into the whole community cleric and bartender thing, but I genuinely think that Sacred Flame looks like as if like the fire is being poured out of a glass onto the creatures.
Right.
Good.
You're splashing
Yeah,
beer
it's just like-
everywhere, but fire.
Just like a large magical jigger that just like dumps
Absolutely.
fire on people.
Or like someone took a stein of beer and just went, "Gah!" but it's
Right.
fire. We just roll them bones. How many are there? 2,
There are 5.
3, 4,
Oof.
5.
Okay. So they are vulnerable to that. So wow.
Fuck 'em up.
I've created fire. Fire. I've created fire.
Is that a reference?
Red references. Do it in the chat.
I'm so confused. All right, so Gertie, some of them still look like they're hanging in there, but a couple of them just take the full force of your sacred fire, and the couple that do, they don't quite melt because, you know, the like spongy fungal insides or whatever, but it's almost like they just have had like holes burnt clean through their core. And the little like fleshy feeler roots that were spread across the path. You see them like twitching and thrashing around, sort of like undirectedly, before just like rolling out across the path, away from, you know, their fungal base.
I think when I see that, Gertie just goes, I just gotta go, "Yeah, don't hurt my pals."
Fuck him up, Gertie.
All right.
Can I pick up
so-
Oswald as I'm running? Because he's very tiny. for some jumping.
Why do people need to pick me up? I'm still confused about this.
Well,
I saw Marley do it, and I was like, I
was
guess
just
I'll do
trying
it.
to be thankful for you trying to help me, and I was just trying to help. But
right.
Because you also looked real frightened shooting out these chill touches.
No, he thought he looked really badass. He thought
didn't.
this was his moment. Then he realized that he was shooting necromancy at something that's probably necromantic. And then he just looked sad and defeated. And he probably looked like he aged a few more years. Just in that moment, Oswald looked older.
So Oswald and Marley, you both fell because Marley tried to pick you up and then dropped you. Marley, you tripped. You both took like some damage. So Marley, you're just gonna like keep running for it.
yeah,
Why would I fall? She tried to pick me up. I had balance.
Yeah, but
I
you
think
got
I
dropped.
picked you up and dropped you.
Yeah, I have balance. I would have landed on my feet. I have a lot of
Alright.
A
dexterity.
little.
Fine,
like-
roll your dex check. But you were spell casting while you were doing this. That's why I made you roll it because it's like you were focused. You're trying to take aim. You did not expect to be picked up.
Give me
Good
that dex check.
Does anyone expect to be picked up, really?
Sometimes.
Apparently Oswald does. At this point, you should be used
13.
to it. A 13. All right. You do manage to scramble to your feet. You can jump to the stairs from where you are. So I assume you do. Marley, one of the fungus that is in front of you splats as sacred flame comes pouring down on it. And then the other fungus lashes out at you, but that's an 8. It's not going to hit. You also make it to the bottom of the stairs. Kingsley, you're bounding along still?
Yep.
All right. So there will be
It's like Bambi.
2 more mushrooms
Yep.
that
Just
lash out at you.
Can I hit one? Can I have Celeste hit one of them with shock and grasp?
Sure. Yes, you can.
Let's see if it hits that shroom. It definitely does. That was
Yep.
24.
Nice.
Roll your damage.
Oh, that
8.
beautiful bean footage.
An 8. All right. That will kill one of them. However, the other they rolled a 18 and a 20 to hit, so they both
Yeah, they're both gonna hit. So
right. But I'll say the one does not. However, you take 6 necrotic damage before making it to the stairs. Gertie, you pause to just like rain down sacred flame on them. There are
Absolutely.
2 left. I would say that you would be able to do a large S loop to skirt them and avoid all damage at that point. If you would like to take the long way around to join your friends, or would you like to continue wreaking havoc?
Listen.
Listen.
Not only does Ashley want to do that, because I am also a being of chaos, but I think Gertie is still not over the fact that these mushrooms hurt her friends.
All right.
So I think that she would want to hit them again with a sacred flame as she's just going straight through.
All right. So that'll hit. Roll me your
How many are alive? 2?
2.
Ah.
Oh, nice. All right. There's one alive. There's one alive. It looks quite healthy. It is a larger one.
Can I walk around just that one, but going like this?
Oh no! If there's another one left, then Oswald will just, you know what? Fire worked or radiant damage worked? What worked?
just don't use necrotic damage,
Radiant?
Oswald.
Radiant.
Oswald cast Chaos Bolt. This thing.
All right. So that calls wild magic.
14. Yes, you should roll a wild magic on this.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right.
It shouldn't be
Okay.
acid. It should be
So
radiant, but you know, I forgot to change the thingy. That was 2d8s? Jesus, man.
All right. Hold on. As you...
I can't do radiant. I can do acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, poison, psychic, or thunder. So
That's a good mix.
thunder.
Oh, you can't do
Thunder.
radiant,
Nope.
just thunder. All right. So, as you cast this chaos bolt, the fungus that you are targeting suddenly explosively grows into a massive purple mushroom. And you've cast enlarge on it. It's now as big as Kingsley. And its feelers go shooting out across the floor. You've only done 3 damage to it. And it is looking quite healthy and slightly terrifying. It now has
Oswald?
double its reach.
Oswald?
It can reach you at the bottom of the stairs, and Gertie, it can reach you.
Oswald!
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Oswald is a ways away from this thing, by the way.
I know where you are. Okay, it can reach you
120
at the bottom
feet.
of the stairs. You're not 120 feet. You are 20 feet.
Yeah. Oh, 20 feet? It can still reach me at 20 feet?
It
Yes,
doubled its
it has
range by
long
getting big.
feelers.
Well,
They got some feelers.
Big and dick. Okay. So you can run up the stairs to get out of range of it. Gertie, are you moving? You were on the pier?
I was planning after killing that last one of walking the long way round and going like this the whole time.
You need to show
last
the
one
wild
alive.
magic rolls, by the way, just so people can see.
Okay, well.
Those are one rolls I
Not
would
right
suggest
now.
that you show, but yes.
Oh,
So,
did I get
that's
hit?
not
What was the
I don't think you got it.
You did not get it.
okay.
You want to hit it.
But now you've just been standing on the pier dumping sacred flames on things. Now this thing is.
Oh no, I've been intending to be moving forward while I was doing that.
Oh, you were intending to move forward.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry if it wasn't super clear about that.
All right. So you're about halfway when this happens. I'm gonna say you break into a sprint, and let's see if that connects. It's a 17 hit.
Yeah, my armor class is 17.
All right. You take 1d4 extra damage. All right, you take 9 necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
I was like, tell me this is not doubled.
That's fine. Fine.
All right.
It's like-
all right. So you're all on the stairs, and I assume you just keep running up the stairs now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or are you going to stay to fight this mushroom?
No, it can live
To
there.
the
That's its
no.
home now. We're not coming
Right.
back. Enjoy
Right.
your new home.
Okay, great. So, by the Murderito is just gone from meowing plaintively to just a faint cat scream.
That's fine.
Can I cast animal handling to try and calm it down?
Well, you can roll animal handling.
Can
to
you
try to
cast it?
calm it down, but you're also like running up the stairs. And
Can I do a vibe check on the Murderito as we're running away?
How you doing, bud? How's the day going?
Bad, right?
When
Same.
we reach the top of the stairs.
Right. All right.
Do you ever feel like a cat wrapped in a bedroll watching a giant mushroom attack the ones around you?
With
That was
no
a Katy
ability
Perry
to
lyric,
escape?
right?
Oh, fun.
So the four of you are just frantically pounding up the stairs in the dark. Well, not quite in the dark, but you know, Marley, your cloak only extends 20 feet, so like you can't see very far in front of you. And you, right in front of you, as you're racing up, there's a door. Does anyone want to do anything, or are you gonna burst through the door?
I'm like, stop! Everyone stop. I go up to the door and I like, should someone check to see if there's anyone on the other side of this before we go kicking it down?
Heard you.
Well,
I know, but like if they're right there.
well, Kingsley vibe checks the door. Marley is gonna lean down and whisper to Oswald and be like, "Consent to hug," and wait and see if she can hug him.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Thank
All right, Kingsley, you roll your vibe check.
I'm just I say that, but once everyone's like, and they heard all the thing, I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. I'm just gonna be like,
Poof. Kick that shit
right.
in.
I want to check it for it, see if it's trapped. That's what I want to do.
Oh, okay. Roll an investigation.
That's what I wanted. I almost tried to roll a real die. I got so excited.
Don't worry. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
13.
A 13. You did not seem to find any traps.
Seems legit. I open it.
Great. Cool. So you throw open the
We
door
die.
and light
Die.
spills in.
This is heaven.
Inwards. And it just, after everything that's been going on, it just takes a moment for your brain to process. Okay, directly opposite to you in this like stone wall are two very large windows, and in the center is an enormous oven with like a lower fireplace, so that like there's this like stone slab on top and the fire goes underneath and you can like cook food on it, and there's like
Hostess.
and a counter that's like partially crumbled in directly to your right, and a small door to your left, and these barrels, one of them full of potatoes. And
Cool.
you're in a kitchen.
Okay.
What?
Probably not the lair of a bigger murder kitty. From first glance. Is there anyone in here? It's just fully empty and abandoned?
Fully empty and abandoned.
So this is probably just the hideout, right? This is the kitchen of the hideout.
Why?
You tell me. You have the experience in this area.
I don't.
Murderino is just like.
Can someone calm her down?
Oswald starts looking for food.
Gertie's gonna try and soothe the murderito with animal handling, and also just like, it's okay. I'm so sorry. That must have been very scary. I'm so sorry. It's okay if you don't respond to this well.
It is not responsive. It just continues to meow very loudly and upsettedly.
Can someone give her a snack or something?
Well, that's the
Poor
plan.
thing's probably hungry.
We're in a kitchen, so Oswald's looking for food.
Right. All right. So you look around, Oswald, and like there's this barrel of potatoes. There is like a very old, slightly rusting pot sitting on a stone table in the center of the kitchen. But there's not a lot of food. On one side, there is a counter, like a wooden sort of counter that is like cobbled together, and on that surface there are just like bunches of herbs and things like that, but there's not really like any food except for the barrel of potatoes.
Oswald hops back over, gives Sky more of his granola, and he's just looking at the cat eating his granola like, what am I gonna eat?
Potatoes, apparently.
And so there you go.
All right.
Does that help?
Huh?
The cat stop yelping?
Yeah, the cat is now quiet as needs.
In your experience, professional experience as a bandit,
Sure.
do they usually hide their kitchens guarded
by death shrooms.
Well, I don't know if it's guarded per se, but it's more of like that was probably just a route out, and time has passed, and the passage of time changes things.
So it's the murder water.
I mean, I don't know if it's the murder water so much as this place seems pretty abandoned. And also probably a little bit the murder water.
Can I look at the potatoes? Do they look like they've gone bad at
Potatoes
all?
look very fresh.
That's disconcerting.
And also, it's light in here. Is there like lit torches?
Big windows.
No, there's big
Big
windows on either side
windows.
of the
Brain?
oven.
Where? Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's just like a kitchen with window on either side and then just an oven in the middle?
So directly opposite the door that you came through,
Uh-huh.
these two big windows with a massive oven and
Got
chimney
it.
in the middle.
Got it,
and
got
then
it, got
there's
it, got it.
counters along the side, a stone table in the middle, and then like a little room directly to your left. So it's like there's this like little corridor, and then it opens up into the main kitchen.
I see.
I look out the window. What do I see? Can I see anything?
You see sky, and very far below you is
Shouldn't have looked out the window, Marley.
How
How did we get so
And-
high up after?
I didn't
Good
think
Lord.
we'd be on a cliff.
You're on the side of a cliff. You are looking straight down the edge of a cliff.
So the house is built into the edge of a cliff.
That's
That's
dope.
nice.
That's metal as fuck.
This is where bandits live?
Yeah,
I
man.
became a bandit.
Well, yeah, if you can get past all the people murder, it's pretty great.
You have a point.
Yeah,
Point taken.
yeah. If I could get past the people murder, I probably wouldn't be here now.
I-
So,
Take
We're
that
glad
as a
you got past the people
good
murder.
thing. Did you do the people
Didn't get past the
murder?
murder. You didn't.
well, I mean, I had I didn't like it.
So you did
But,
do
like-
the people murder.
Well, look,
Oswald?
I'm gonna be fully transparent
Oswald.
about my past. I made some mistakes, but it was a bad time, and I tried to avoid the people murdering because I didn't like it. And eventually they were like, "Why don't you people murder, Kingsley?" And I was like, "It makes me feel bad." And they were like, "This guy sucks." And then I, stole a gem and I made Celeste out of it, and they got mad, and then I left.
Kingsley, we're glad you're here. Oswald, those who have skeletal hands coming out of magic should not throw judgment.
Yeah, let's talk about your skeletal hands. In
No,
your
no, that's
proverbial
not
closet.
what I meant. I mean, we're all on the
Marley.
same page.
So as you have backed up from the window, and now you're bickering with
I'm
Kingsley
just saying,
and
I
Oswald.
create people. Don't murder
Marley,
them.
you notice on this stone table, and then on the like little wooden counter that is like still standing, there are fresh herbs, and you recognize one of the herbs,
Weed.
because it is a very expensive and rare herb, called red bloom. And
Mary
it is
Jane.
also
King's Kush.
Purple sticky punch.
Purple sticky.
extremely
Violet mushroom.
poisonous and used for
Oh, jeez.
certain potions, which are very hard to get, and in its untreated form, like without being combined with a lot of other herbs and things like that, anything that comes in contact with red bloom, ingests it, or if it's like in an open wound or something, cannot stop bleeding.
As soon as I see it, I'm gonna be, do not touch that. Do not touch that. A big ouchies, you will die. Do not touch that.
If I touch that, I'll die?
It'll, if you have a cut or
That's a
something
lot.
and it gets into your cut, you won't stop bleeding. If you eat it, you won't stop bleeding. Don't touch it. I don't know what's going on,
Oswald
but
casts
that's
Mage
bad.
Hand, picks it up, drops it outside.
All right.
Are the windows open?
Yes,
No.
they're just big holes in the
My,
side of the
my
Oh,
brain was like, perfectly paned glass,
That's what
fantasy
I
glass.
No. This is like
I was
a
like, they don't
ruin. This
open.
is like an old, very old kid. It's just open air slits. So Marley, you were especially discombobulated as you looked over.
Lucky we didn't go back to the shrooms.
Yep.
A bunch of open air
All right,
slits.
so it
Oh,
just
speaking
sails
of-
away.
Speaking
Down
of,
the side of the
Stop.
speaking of pain, can I get a hit point count?
17.
13 of 20.
10 of
20.
okay, so
50.
Okay.
You can wait. I don't need it
Okay.
yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so horrible, poisonous, angry herbs that have just been yeeted out the window. You said there was a room or a door to our left.
Yes, there is a door to your left.
Let's keep searching, gang. I don't see any point to linger here. I mean, this doesn't really answer our question about the river and the waterfall.
Can I see if there's anything in the oven before we go?
There's nothing in the oven.
What I
And
say?
it-
No
there is-
Hansel, no Gretel,
there's
please.
Ash.
No
I got
Hansel
gonna
or
say
I got
there's a child.
witch vibes. I got
Okay. Gertie's
Gertie's like,
audibly.
there's no body.
Kingsley opens the door to the next room.
All right. So before you is not a room, but a wide open space. And above you is the sky. Along the right side is a low stone wall, and the now dead trunks and branches of a row of trees, which flank the wall. And in front of you is multiple vibrant patches of herbs, including this red bloom. And the courtyard kind of like extends under the like rocky edge of the cliffs into this like natural like overhang, where there is a bunch of graffiti, bandit graffiti, and on the far side is a very large building that like cuts into the cliff, that is crumbling. It's like partially destructed. You can see that like part of the wall has like fallen into the courtyard, and there's like this massive hole, and part of the roof is like partially caving in. And there is another larger building across the way.
Kingsley, there used to be a really cool mountaintop hangout here? What's going on?
I have literally never seen this before in my life.
Correct.
So
Is this normal?
maybe? No, I can't say that this is normal. And judging by the graffiti I'm seeing, I can't say that this was a bandit place first.
Whoa.
This was probably something else. But also, is anyone else concerned that there's someone actively living here?
Yes, absolutely, 100%, 1,000%.
Somebody who's keeping plants that kill
and
people.
Perhaps
Somebody that's like doing narcotics?
people murder is not really
You
what I
mean
want to
doing
do.
necromantics?
No, I mean doing narcotics. You saw the herbs.
Okay. Valid. Shall we go to the poppy field?
Oh, okay, Far Cry.
Good.
That
was a joke.
So there were just herbs also out here, bundled
So-
up all over the place.
Yes, there is red bloom, and there's also these large white flowers that are like growing in beds along like an old path that runs through to the other building. The trees along the side are all dead.
That's disconcerting. Is all the water and all that stuff, was that down there, or can we hear like water up here? Like, is there part of the
You
river?
can hear the waterfall from up here. It is coming from out there, the open sky over the edge of that low wall.
I look over the edge.
Okay, so you walk along the side of the kitchen, over past the dead trees to look over the edge, and you are looking straight down the edge of the cliff. To your right is, and down is the waterfall. It is spilling out of the side of the mountain.
Oh. Is it
So the river runs through the mountain.
Right.
And through the field of the death flowers?
No.
Well,
it-
no,
it's
because
not-
it's underneath us.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's where
It's
we
in the-
came from, right?
Yeah.
That's the cave.
Yeah.
But we haven't found
Gotcha.
the like head of the river
Right.
yet.
That's
We don't
what
know where
I'm
it's
getting
coming
at.
from.
We don't know where the water's
Yeah.
coming from. Well, I think perhaps we should. I don't think I'm cut out for this adventuring thing. I think that's what really is the case.
I mean, I respect that, and that's valid, but also we can't really just leave anymore. So
It is sunset, by the way. You have a beautiful view of the sunset because you started up the mountain in the late afternoon.
gorgeous.
So we should
Yeah,
stay in
it's
this little
gorgeous.
house and call it a night.
well, I'm
Cook
worried
some
about staying in the
potatoes.
I'm worried about staying in the little house because, someone lives here.
Yeah, well then, you can protect us, Kingsley. You're good with the people murder.
No, okay.
or we
First
don't have
off,
to murder.
First off, Oswald,
I'm
and I say this with all the love in my heart,
I'm
you.
kidding.
I stopped doing the people murder. I'm not about that life
But
anymore.
you used to do the people murder, which makes
But
you
that
more
doesn't mean I
comfortable with
wanna
the people
do it
murder
anymore.
than any of
Whoa.
us.
Okay.
Okay,
All
All right, Mr. Necromancy.
As you're all standing
It was
here,
an accident. I don't
as
mean
you're
to do
all
it.
standing here arguing, I want everyone to roll initiative, and then we'll call it there for the night.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no, right on a raid.
That's a 1.
Makes sense
That's a
since you're all.
1.
That's a 3.
That's a 3, and also a
And a
3 for
3.
Oswald.
I'm actually
Alright.
kind of disappointed because it
Um,
could have been a 0.
I think as we're rolling initiative, the last thing Gertie yells is like, we should not judge people for that is not how Kingsley's choosing to live this. What?
You murder several dozen guys, and all of a sudden you're a bad guy.
Yes.
No!
Who does murdering people count you as?
It depends.
What does how
I'm reformed.
It's
Reformed murderer.
Necromancy is an accident. I accidentally turned a mushroom large.
the
This is
murder
not
was an
something I'm
accident.
control of.
We don't know the circumstance of his life that led to the random murder. People not unfair to judge.
What if they just fell? We don't know.
They didn't just fall, Marley. I'm gonna be fully honest about it. I'm not
It's
proud of
okay.
it, but it's who I
Kingsley.
was.
Kingsley, it's okay. I'm not judging you.
I was finding myself.
Are you being Marie the murderito or are you being you? I don't know.
Yes. Probably yes.
Chaos.
Pure chaos. Oh, hi Raiders. I hope that's a great
All
treat
right.
to make you want to come back next week.
Yeah. So, real quick, and before we wrap up, Oswald, Kingsley, and Marley, please all make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, come on.
No.
Well, I don't like that.
And that's a fail.
I didn't fail.
That's a nat 1.
Ooh, I
That's
like
a nat
these new
1,
dice.
y'all.
All right.
These
So
new dice are
Oswald,
nice.
Remember when I didn't heal you before we went up here?
I know, right?
Remember when a second ago you were like, "Oh, we should
I
just
said we
camp
should
here."
take a rest.
I did not.
Short
take
rest,
camp here.
perhaps.
No, we don't camp with potatoes.
I mean, I would love
Amen.
to camp
What?
with
We don't
you.
camp with potatoes? Potatoes are wonderful.
Yes.
What are taters, precious?
Pro potato.
listen. So as you're all standing there, Marley and Oswald,
Oh God,
what you
everyone's reading.
see is like there's like a breath of wind that seems to like shake the white flowers on the other side of the red bloom, and it's just like a cloud of pollen comes out of them. And Kingsley and Gertie, as you're standing there arguing, you don't see anything. Like for a moment, like you're just standing there arguing, and then suddenly your vision is just clouded by this foggy whiteness.
You just got
you're
high.
both blinded. You're both blinded going into this fight, which we will have right at the start
I
of
was
session
gonna
3
clean
next
this
week.
house, but then I got high.
Raiders-
Now I have a question. I have a logistics
gonna
question
eat
before
this
we end
potatoes
this.
too.
Logistics question.
And then I
Was
got
the fog
high.
like it got in our eyes and everything? Is that
Yes.
why?
Yes.
I am wearing goggles.
I'm a blinded vegetable, and
Okay.
I know why.
You can roll with advantage then, so make
Because I got
one more
high.
roll.
All right.
Because I
Hold
got
on. Let's just pray that
Because
this
I
is
got
better than my
high.
11.
Da, 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 da.
Nope, it's not. I'm blinded. No.
So he has goggles
With
on. We're just like,
goggles.
I have goggles, and they just kind of went into the goggles, and I'm like, oh no, oh god.
Oh,
he can't
no.
see
Yeah,
without
they're
his
not
goggles.
exactly,
I was
you know.
gonna fight these shrooms, but then I gotta.
So, Raiders, welcome. I am sorry you're just catching us on the tail end
Oh,
of our second session of our Humblewood mini campaign. This group has trekked their way up the side of the Crest Mountains through a treacherous cave system with an underground river and found themselves in an abandoned bandit hideout. As they are arguing in the courtyard of said hideout at sunset. Kingsley and Gertie have found themselves blinded, and the plants all around you are starting to move. So next Thursday at 7 p.m., we will pick up as the party tries to battle their way out of this one.
7:30?
7? Did
Yes.
I say 7:30?
You said 7:30.
7, and next week at 7. But we are gonna call it here for the night, actually, because Critical Role is starting in 3 minutes. You will be able to catch this session and the first session on Dimples and Dice's YouTube. The first session is up. I will edit this session and have it up by the end of the weekend, hopefully tomorrow night, so you can catch it there. And we hope you will be back to join us. Like I said, this is only the second session, so there is a lot more fun and shenanigans to be had. Before we sign out, why don't we go around real quick and have everyone briefly introduce themselves again and tell us where we can find you on the internet. Gertie.
Hello, I am Ashley or Odabuff on most socials, except on Instagram. You can find me at Ashley_Marie_Robillard. I am playing Gertie Grey Roost, who is a community domain cleric. My pronouns are she, her. Her pronouns are she, her. I don't stream myself yet, but I'm often kicking around on BlueBardsCastle's channel because he's my partner. We're technically the same. We're in the same apartment, just in different rooms right now. Who told us? What?
Nice. Kingsley.
I am Josh, or BlueBardsCastle on all socials. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, doing all sorts of games. Tomorrow, I'm doing the finale of Yakuza Like a Dragon, so that's going to be wild.
I am so excited.
2 p.m. Eastern. But I am playing Kingsley Stoneantler, our Cervan, our big stag, who is just doesn't want to do a murder, even though people think that he's just all about murder. Oswald.
I don't think you're all about murder. I think you're better at murder than everybody else because you have the most murder experience.
That may not be true. I would like to propose myself as a
How rude.
contender.
Any whats. I use he, him pronouns, and so does Kingsley. And good golly gosh, what a time.
All right, Marley.
Hello. I am Word Fangirl on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. I am a Twitch variety streamer. I do first playthroughs and nostalgia games. On this lovely chaos, which I may have caused a little bit of myself, I play Marley, who is a Corvum wizard, and Marley and I both have she, her pronouns.
All right, Oswald.
Hello. I am Prince, aka Dimples and Dice. I am playing Oswald Thunderfoot in this campaign. You can find me here doing stuff and things. Tomorrow I'll be here live at 11 a.m. Eastern doing some sort of shenanigan. We haven't figured that out yet. Today was Donut County.
So good.
Which was
so
friggin'
good.
hilarious.
Incredible.
Tomorrow, I don't know. It'll be something. But if I'm not here, you can catch me at Rolling These 20s, which will be Saturday. We'll be running our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, Philly by night. So do come check us out over there. I may have, toasted one of my mods with a heavy dose of UV light, who's a vampire.
Happens to the
But
best
speaking of mods, shout outs to my mods, Lonzo Gonzo and Dasbiff. Thank y'all for looking out for us through this whole stream. And Jiggles, thank you. Sorry. I appreciate y'all for being here and all the stuff that y'all do. Thank you, Raiders, everybody that came through. Jess, thank you for resubs. I know I'm missing people. Bars New York, but everybody, highly appreciate it. And then if you like what you see here, please hit that follow button and come see us next week.
Yeah. And I am Red, your DM, Dimples and Dice's wife and stream manager. So hit the follow button Also follow all these fine people. Come back next week to see what happens as we continue with our original Humblewood mini campaign, The Tree of Time.
We gotta play more of this, right? Like,
probably, yeah.
I'm just putting it out into the. We can't let this group end after 4 sessions.
Only a little, just like a little.
I mean,
As a treat.
I did not want to go longer than that and force it or anything like that. I know people have their own schedules, but
I mean,
if this group is up for it, I think we have it on us for like quite the adventures.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll talk about
If the
it.
people in chat are having fun and want to keep coming back, then I think that will tell us what we need to do.
There you
that's
go.
fair.